but it's fine. They get to join in exactly on the beats, on the drop. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, because community opinion will always be different from a creator for the most part. Since everyone likes their own thing, kinda. That's not really what I'm getting at. I think what I'm getting at is, excuse me. I think what I'm getting at is like, okay, put it this way. Where or who or what? What up, Nate? What do you want to be as a content creator? What do you want to be known for? We can start there, right? And so when you answer that question, there was a great practice. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a test or something. And it's pretty difficult to do because it can get really personal. It's supposed to get really personal. Mine got really personal, but I'm glad I did it. You ask yourself why. Like everything, you start with a base question and you keep breaking it down by why until you can't break it down anymore, right? And so if I ask you as a creator, anybody, what is it that you want to be known for your content, right? Like what type of content creator do you want to be? There's a lot of different questions you can spawn from that. And you just start breaking down the why. And so when you look at it from the perspective of when it comes to gacha content, what do you want to be known for, right? And so like if I say like, oh, well, I want to be like what a lot of you guys know me for, root cause analysis. Thank you, X. It's when you look at it, when you break it down, right? It's like, okay, well, I want to be able to, or rather I want to be known as like the content creator that helps people understand and see that there's more to the game than meets the eye, right? Like you don't have to play the game by its rules. Because if you learn the rules, you can learn how to bend them, you know what I mean, or break them or whatever to your advantage. That's like a life lesson kind of thing, right? But just play the fucking game. Like I want more people to play the game and enjoy doing whatever it is they're doing. But because of the way that I'm wired, I like tinkering. I like tinkering with shit. You know what I mean? Yo, you can only play Alice a certain way. I don't believe that. Here we go. Let me figure it out, right? Or with Suna. We'll talk about Suna later today, but everyone kind of has their minds made up about Suna. And, like Mo and a few others have been in here to kind of understand what I will be talking about later. But I think Suna is another Yuzuha. Like I think this character is about to be another Yuzuha. Not so much the character herself, like she's gonna turn into Yuzuha. No, but what I mean by that is the impact that Yuzuha had. And when Yuzuha was here, if you guys remember, Yuzuha was here and everyone was saying like only pull Yuzu for Anomaly. She's only for Anomaly. Like you don't need Yuzu. You can skip her and then just get Alice, right? Just pick up Alice. You don't need Yuzu. Use Astra instead. Or, oh, you're trying to still play Miyabi, just keep using Astra. You don't need Yuzu, right? You guys remember that? And then as soon as Yuzuha's banner went away, I'd say no less than a full patch later, everyone changed their opinion. Oh my God, Yuzuha's cracked. Oh my God, Yuzuha is the secret sauce to whatever. Yuzuha is this completely different archetype's best in slot now. Like she's the best support. She's better than Astra, whatever. She offers more value, blah, 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 blah. But again, we'll talk about that when I get to the Suna stuff. I just bring this up to kind of like validate what it is that I see and how I feel about a lot of the game. What up, Gail? How you doing? And so when I think about the game, I think about things outside of the box most of the time. Sometimes I still think inside of the box, but for the most part, I think outside of the box. Now ask yourself that whole thing, right? Break that down as your question for content. I want to circle back. Thank you. Shiro hates it, by the way. Shiro in chat, he hates the beanie. He's like, bro, fuck that. Be a nappy headed nigga all day, every day. But and it's only like big because this is my hair, right? Someone's gonna be like, oh, you got big ass hair, long ass fucking forehead. But like this is hair, right? All of this, bro, imagine if my fucking skull just like swish like, that'd be crazy. Anyway, that's all hair. I just need a haircut, really big haircut. What up, Kaya? But what I'm getting at, right? So you take this, circle back to the content creation part. As a content creator looking into What is it that you want to be known for? Getting the bag with Gacha Space, whatever the case may be. And you sit there and you ponder like how many are actually successful when it comes to the Gacha Space, and why are they successful? That's a key thing. And so now we look at it now. Well, you're here, take up half the screen. No. Actually, if I took it off now, it'll touch like, you see where my hand is, like it goes out of frame. My hair would go in and out of frame. But if I sit back, it'll be back, right? It won't be out of frame, but it'll go in and out of frame. Pick a little head type looking. Hey, bro, chill on me. All right, let me start aura farming. All right, I'll cross my arms and Zeko, do your thing, bro. Expect an EO core video in about 12 hours. I'm waiting on it. Hey, I need that. One EO core video a week. That would be fire, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. But what was I saying? Oh, right. You look at where we are, right? As far as the Gacha space goes, who's successful and who's not successful. And then of course you can break that down. Like, what does success mean? What does success mean to you as a person or to the community? And so if we were to answer, excuse me, if we answer this from the community perspective, success just means views, right? High views, high stream count, you know, things like that, right? Materialistic things, numbers. And that does translate into more money, absolutely. But that doesn't necessarily mean success, right? So you could look at this from a perspective of, let's say that you're a creator, and then, what up, Hentrap? Let's say you're a creator and you're pulling back 500 viewers a stream. You're chilling, right? And all of your videos, your YouTube videos, pulling back like 20,000 views per video, right? That's great. And you're making a lot of money from ad rates on both platforms, Twitch and from YouTube. But let's go in and let's say that your sub count, right, out of the 500 viewers that watch you actively, only 50 to 70 of them are subscribers, right? So like now your conversion rate, what this says numerically, if we're talking about analytics, if we're talking about data, what this says is that you have a poor conversion rate. You can't convert. But whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is that you're offering, you just can't convert it. And then if you get into sponsorships, and so now we talk about sponsorships or whatever it is that you're doing on the, you said floating on the waves and I did this. I did not mean to do that, bro. I didn't mean to do that. What I'm saying is that, like, let's say that you're okay, political content, right? If you guys notice, a lot of the political streamers don't receive they only receive certain sponsorships. That's the way that I want to say that. And so if you break that down beneath politics and you just get into drama baiting or drama as a whole, a lot of the drama tubers do not have sponsorships. And so you could look at this as another way of like, okay, does that mean that they're successful, right? Or are they not successful? Because sponsorships carry a lot of YouTube channels. A lot of the times you'll see someone talking about YouTube, excuse me, and they might only get 4,000 views on their video, but all of their shorts are pulling over 100,000, views on a short. They upload multiple shorts a day. They're able to sell a lot. What up, Shirane? They're able to sell a lot from like the TikTok shop or from their own personal shop on YouTube, the YouTube shop, right? Things like that, or their Twitch. When they do stream, they only get 150 people in the stream, but 75 of them are subscribers. So the conversion rate for getting people to sub up to them is insanely high, right? Do I wear do-rags? Whenever my hair is cut, guys, yes, I wear do-rags. But when my hair is not cut, then the do-rag looks like a puffy ass colored ball that sits on my it looks like a turban, but not a turban, it's crazy, it's weird, but it is what it is. Anyhow, that's really all it is, bro. Guys, it's just my hair, man. It's just like, look, my hair, right? It's a lot, okay, guys? Like it's a lot. I gotta get it cut, right? Like, would y'all prefer the hoodie? Like the hoodie, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, I don't know what it is. I think the hoodie just makes me feel hot, right? When I put the hoodie on, it feels hot. But the beanie, and the beanie's like fur lined or something like that. Maybe this isn't fur. I don't know what this is, right? I don't know what this is, but it's something. But it feels good. I look like Margaret. Yo, Simpson? Yeah, hold on. I just put it straight up. Like Black Margaret. Hey, yo, nah, I'm rocking it. We're marketing out now. We're gonna market out now, bro. It's too late. You shouldn't have. Please, thank you, thank you. Why do we say the Gacha community is in shambles right now? Yosenar, Yosenar. I know you know what's going on. I know you know what's going on, bro. That motherfucker asked that question. Mr. EO, why exactly do you think the Gacha community is in shambles? I know you know. Genuine question. Oh my gosh, bro. Um, Listen, guys, I don't want to talk about it because that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me, bro. Uh, the easiest way to say it, the entire bubble that like what do you? They're okay. Everyone calls them like the drama bubble. That's what it's called. That entire bubble is kind of like imploding. They're all going after each other in some way, shape, or form. They're exposing each other in some way, shape, or form. That's really it. That's really it. You know, that's all it is, bro. That's all it is. Now, I think this has been going on all year. Like it really just 2026, this shit just catapulted. Um, what makes this different from the other 50 times it's happened? So Yosenar, here's the kicker. The other times it's happened, think of it this way, right? It's been this entire water bottle, okay? Just imagine this is a collective of people, okay? This whole group, all of the purified water, right? It's been this collective of people versus everyone else. But now it's the collective of people versus themselves. That's the difference. It's like if you had a pool of sharks and all of the sharks naturally eat all of the other, fish and shit, right? They're eating up all the seals, whatever. And then out of nowhere, the sharks start eating the other sharks. That's what's happening. Am I gonna start streaming more often now? Dude, I want to, man. I want to. The hoodie is fire. Is that your merch? Nah, I wish it was. I wish it was. I don't know anyone to like start doing merch with, but I want to do some merch. This is Moon's. This is her original first design. Which mind you, not even gonna hold you guys. All right. She got this from me. This whole design, this is my design, bro. Don't even let her fool you, bro. All right. When she talks about it, don't let her fool you. It's my design. I put that on. I put her on. All right. Anyway. But yeah, I want to start streaming more. But here's the thing. We were talking about the gotcha stuff earlier. And I'll try and wrap it up. I don't want to talk you guys' head off. Lately, I have been very, and I felt this way for the longest time. Y'all know this. I had like 40 different videos talking about it, like 100 streams. I don't want to just do gotcha content. And I say that, but I don't say that because like, oh man, my gotcha is failing and like my numbers are down, whatever the fuck. No. I've realized that my creativity, right? Like whatever it is in my head, excuse me, it doesn't spark with gotcha. Like it there's there I'm not playing Tekken. Fuck Tekken. That game's ass. There is a, let's say that I had a 2-bedroom household. It's definitely more than 2 bedrooms, but let's just say I had a 2-bedroom house. And one room it's smaller. That's the gotcha room, okay? So I can fill up that whole room with a bunch of shit for gotcha and just enjoy it and be enjoyed, right? Cool. Then there's the other room. It's bigger. Everything's white. All the walls are white. It's empty. And so there's so many different things. I could put this over there. I could put this in that corner. I could do this on top of the roof. I could put a TV right here. I can invite my friends over to do this, right? All of that is over there, but I can't do it in the room filled with gacha. And it's not even like I don't enjoy some of the gacha games, right? Most of them I don't, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's because the games themselves are limiting. They're limiting. Guys, I have been playing more 2XKO. The news for 2XKO does upset me greatly because I think my boy Yaya got cooked on Twitter the other day or like last night, and I felt bad for him because in my head I thought about it, and I'm like, there's an answer for this, but I don't think you can argue. I don't think Yaya knows how to argue that answer. I don't even know how to argue the answer, but I know there's an answer for it. And the gist of it, like the thing that Yaya tweeted was that he said the FGC ruined 2XKO or something like that. And he got quote tweeted, right? He got cooked. And somebody was like, how exactly did the FGC ruin 2XKO? Are you saying the FGC is the reason that that Riot is laying people off and da 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 whatever? And I knew his answer was no. Like, that's not what anyone's saying, right? But what I would have said, because I've been saying this since I've been saying this since like 2019. The FGC is broke. They are quite literally, out of all of the fucking gaming niches and spheres that I've been a part of, that I've watched, that I've consumed content for, that I've studied analytically, that I've been involved with and talked to developers or people that are at the head of the tables directly, spoken with top content creators in that space. The FGC is quite literally bottom 3 most broke out of every single possible niche in existence. Again, within my realm of knowledge that I'm aware of, which is a lot, but still, they're fucking broke. And it's not that they're not physically broke. Let me make that very clear. It's not that they don't have money. It's when I say they're broke, I mean they have a broke mentality. Support your content creators. Fuck no. Why would I do that, bro? Just make free content for me. Yo, man, you should support your local communities and tournaments and whatever the fuck. Fuck no, bro. I'm only gonna show up when there's a bag and I know I can win. Otherwise, I'm not going. Or when there's somebody there like a top content or a top player, whatever the case may be. Top players. Yo, bro, you should support your locals. Fuck no, I'm only here for me and my bag. I'm not doing this shit anymore. I don't want to be around these niggas. It's too much. The energies are off. The vibes are off. I don't want to be here anymore, right? Yo, you should go to your tournaments. You should do all these different things that could help promote the FGC, not even in a more positive light. Just overall, put the FGC on the map. You could do a lot. Like we have the technology. Literally, we have the technology. We have so many people in the FGC are content creators with cameras. And if you just offered them an opportunity to come out into whatever the fuck it is, right? Come to this event. Yo, we'll bring you here for free. We'll give you a free ticket, free 3-day pass. You come out here and you just vlog, record whatever it is. All we're gonna ask for you is either make a video and then share it, or like give us the footage, right? Like whatever you recorded, use it for yourself, but also send us the footage, right? Hey, we know that you do X, Y, and Z interviews for whatever the fuck it is on your channel. What if we had you come out here and on Sunday afternoon, during some of the finals, you just walk around the venue and we'll bring you backstage and we let you interview some of the top players, and you can spread this around on TikTok. You can spread this around on YouTube. You could do whatever the case may be. This will give you exposure. This will give the FGC and the players exposure, and it'll be a really good thing for everybody to enjoy. Fuck that. No, we don't want to do that. It's too much work. We don't have time to take away from our busy tournament scheduling runs. We don't have any time for any type of casual funness or entertainment whatsoever. We are not running an entertainment business. We're running a tournament. What are we doing here? Then we get into 2XKO, which, mind you, let's already, like, up front, let's say this, right? 2XKO's problem was that they were marketing a game to the FGC, which again is broke mentality, when they should have been marketing the game towards League of Legends players. And they could not do both. And they, unfortunately, they are failing at it. I think 2XKO is a great game at its current state. It's getting better, obviously. And there are a few things that, they could fix and whatnot. What I will say is dropping the game day one or in early access, whatever it is, with how much? $100 skin pack for Jinx. I still didn't buy it. I said I was gonna buy it, I didn't buy it. The $100 skin pack for Jinx or whatever that gives you all the tokens and the passes and whatever else may be. Sure, if you look at it for the value that it is in the game, it might be worth it. But day one, free to play game, and you got the equivalent of me buying a top up in Genshin Impact, but I get the skin and a couple characters, right? Like I'm just not doing that in a fighting game. Out of all games, I'm not fucking doing that. Now you could have easily eased the FGC into this. Hey man, here's a $10 pack. Here's a $5 pack. Here's a 20. Here's the battle pass. Here's a $50 pack. It gives you unlocks all the character tokens for you to unlock all the characters, and it comes with a skin selection of your choice, but not one of the legendary skins. Anything epic and below you can select, but it's only 50 bucks. I can squeeze 50 bucks. I immediately unlock all the characters. I can get the skin of whatever favorite character I want to play, and then I can just grind the game like I'm naturally going to do anyway, get the rest of the tokens and points, save, and then buy whatever skin I want. Then whenever the next season or next update rolls around, oh, you know what? I have been playing a lot more Alawi lately. I do think I want to pick up Alawi's legendary skin. How much is it? $23.99. I got paid today. I can drop that. There's so much wrong with like all parties involved. And I can't say that no one's looking at that, right? Because I'm not the one sitting inside of the meetings at the Riot laboratory, right? I'm not there. I can't tell you what they're saying and what they're thinking, but I can tell you what I'm seeing visually and what's happening as a result, right? Once it hits the market, and it's just bad. But the short answer from my boy Yaya's tweet and like the response that he got, like, why is it the FGC's fault, is because they're broke. They have the largest broke mentality out of the entire whatever we got going on. If it's not serving them, they don't give a fuck. And to be fair, because I know this is the internet, not all members in the FGC fall under the broke mentality. Duh. Like, I feel like that just shouldn't have to be said, but because not everybody thinks above a 6th grade comprehension level, sometimes you got to say that shit, regardless of the fact, bro. They don't support. That's it. That's the bottom line. They support things that they want to support, which I guess is fair to say, right? But they don't support the FGC in its entirety. And when I say in its entirety, I mean every fucking thing, right? You got feuds between people that are playing this or that or don't like this or that. Like, and I really want to make sure that I'm remembering correctly, because I don't remember exactly what happened, but there's so many instances. Something happened with Chris G, and Chris G is a fucking fantastic player, bro. I love watching Chris G play. Something happened with him and a girl, and it wasn't cancel worthy, but this was during the whole Me Too movement bullshit. And I'm not saying the Me Too movement is bullshit. I'm saying that this specific incident that happened to happen with him was bullshit, because it was a big ass nothing burger, right? But because everyone's jumping on the train and jumping on the wave, whatever, he got quote unquote canceled. He didn't really get canceled, but it is what it is. And then he's wrongfully scrutinized. Thank you, Gail. And so it's like, now you're going on doing whatever the fuck, and it's like he's been building his, building his reputation back up or whatever the case may be. But it's like people in the FGC spend more time doing that than they do supporting whatever the fuck else. But they'll tell you online, go support this, go do that, go do whatever. Nobody's fucking doing that shit, bro. Then you get to what would help, and this isn't just the FGC, but it's big in the FGC, and that's why ultimately I stopped making content for the FGC. It's not because I hate it. It's not because I don't like. I love FGC content, bro. I'll still watch it to this day. But the problem is the community doesn't support. In order for you to make it to be whatever it is that you gotta be, you have to either be a top player, which we can all say is true. Like, no one can deny that, because it's instant access. It's instant. You're a top player. You perform X level or X caliber. You're this good. Instant support. It's be a top player, or it's being an outlier within the platform. And being an outlier within the platform is already hard enough, because this purely depends on you catching the attention of everybody. Everybody. It's a very difficult natural growth to get up to this point. I bring up Diaphone as a great example. Diaphone's easily, him and Brian F are, I guess, Maximilian, but Maximilian's like an OG. I don't really count Max because he kind of pioneered, he paved the way, you know what I mean? But when it comes to Diaphone and Brian, both amazing players, but opposite results. One's a top player that became a content creator, one's a content creator that became a top player. Or in the middle, if you want to consider like Diaphone like which I just think he's a top player overall. Like, if he really dedicated, which I do believe he's doing now, if he dedicated a lot of his time to like physically playing the game and focusing, he would top 8, top 16, everything he entered. But his method, right? Diaphone, a lot of people didn't know this. Diaphone was a Grand Blue creator for, I want to say, a solid year when he was getting his views, getting his traction, right? But it wasn't getting him where he wanted to go. And he made good content. He was a strong Grand Blue player. It wasn't until, was it Guilty Gear? It was either Guilty Gear or Street Fighter. I don't remember which one it was, but one of the games took off for him twice. I want to say it was Guilty Gear, it was Strive. He started playing Strive, if I'm not mistaken. Strive did a little bit for him. He got noticed, he got known, and this was him getting known from being like mostly performing very well in the game. Then he turned that into content, making very good guides, very good content. He started testing a couple things in the water. Then Street Fighter 6 came out, blew the fuck up for him, right? And then he put a lot of focus, so much focus that he was able to quit his full-time job. He put a lot of focus into Street Fighter 6 and it performed very well. This established him as a top content creator within the FGC. Brian F, on the other hand, was a top player, Urian, in Street Fighter 5, if I'm not mistaken. He played some other games before that, but I'm just going off what I've known him for was Urian in Street Fighter 5, and he was a top player prior to that. He wasn't really focused on a lot of the content. Then because of Street Fighter 4, thank you. And so after that point, right, when he's recognized like, yo, you're a really good player, he started making content. He started streaming more. He started pumping it out. And then Brian F's content, you can literally go on his channel and look at it. You can watch the evolution of someone who's learning how to make content, has no idea what they're doing. They learn how to make content. They understand. They do a lot more studying on like what works, what doesn't work. And then Brian F did something that I told my niggas to do this and they didn't listen to me. Brian F took something outside of the FGC. He took something that was like successful somewhere else and he brought it over into the FGC. Blew the fuck up. Top player turned content creator. And I'm like, yo, these are why y'all are my favorites, right? Because like they're success stories at the end of the day. Now I brought both of them up to say neither of them got the support they were getting until they made it to what they were going to do, right? Brian F being the one, he's a top player. You get that support as soon as he starts trying for content and whatnot, right? And then it grows quicker. I don't want to say like fast, but it grows quicker than somebody else who's not in that position. Excuse me. And then the opposite of Diaphone being, or opposite, which is Diaphone, being someone who gradually took a much longer time to get up to this point, but eventually got that along with the clout, exactly, and the top player status. FGC is horrible at building people up. The gacha space is also pretty bad at it, but again, it's a different, two sides of the same coin, different reasons for why they're doing it. In the sense of like the FGC, when I say the whole broke mentality thing, it's because they don't actually support. They say they do, but they don't. And then it's worse because the tournaments have no fucking clue what, I don't want to say they don't have a clue. They probably do, and they find reasons to why they can't do it. Tournaments don't do what I believe they should do that would put them where they need to be. 2XKO was, how did I word it before? 2XKO didn't need the FGC. The FGC needed 2XKO. They needed something exactly like 2XKO, minus the whole like $100 skin thing. They needed something where a company was willing to pump their own money into this game, into the scene, so that it would encourage more people to play it, love it, whatever. TOs would be more comfortable commentating and want to shoot for that. And even something that surprised the fuck out of me was when 2XKO first came on with the early access and they had their initiator program, and they're like, yo, if you commentate, right, or you want to get into commentating, join this Discord, apply for this thing, and we want to start working with more content creators, commentators, new and old. Are we serious? Who should you farm for? Mo, don't worry about it. I'll do it today on stream. I'm gonna play a little bit on stream today. Don't log in. Don't worry about it. You can do the dailies if you want to, but like, don't use the stamina. I'm gonna use it today. But yeah, that, you know. And so Gale, exactly right. FGC being such an individualistic thing in nature makes it harder to do networking. 2XKO brings something unique to mainstream fighting games in co-op capabilities. Yes, and even beyond just co-op for the game itself, right? It's bringing the community together. And there's a lot of different ways that you could do this, but my main point being is that, and I gave you guys this whole rundown, like what was it when I came back? I came back from not DreamCon, the thing in Atlanta, DreamHack. I came back from DreamHack and I was telling you guys, like, the amount of shit that the FGC could do just from a tournament or production perspective alone would skyrocket them in terms of like the capabilities of being in front of so many different eyes. There was, and I brought that up last time. You guys remember? I still don't remember the name of it, but I remember it because Sherry Nan was in it. Guilty, I think is her name. And my boy Low Tier God. Man, he had a moment. He had a moment, bro, and he just it could have been a thing for him. It could have been a thing for him. But he was there and a few others, man. And so they had a Street Fighter League show thing, and it played once a month or once a week. It was a series. And if they would have continued doing something like that, I don't know whose idea it was. I want to say it was Capcom's because they had a high production level. But if they would have continued doing something like that, especially in today's YouTube ecosystem where like TV watching is huge on YouTube specifically, like if you look up the metrics for YouTube TV, it's way bigger than what people like think about, right? If they did something like that, boom, skyrocket. And then there's also I listened to Mike Ross talk about it and I was so upset because I had no idea that this was the stuff that was actually going on. So Mike Ross had two opportunities to do this. The first one was his own, being Excellent Adventures of Gutex and Mike Ross. I still miss that to this day. But then he had another opportunity to essentially bring Excellent Adventures back. It was a different way he did it. I think it was called like Capcom Talks, Capcom Pro Talks, something like that. But it was sponsored and endorsed by Capcom. Capcom wanted a piece of it. They brought it back. Mike was able to talk with them, and they fucked him bad. Like in terms of like not allowing him to do what it is that he wanted to do, because even he was a businessman about it. And he's like, you have to do these things so that we expand beyond like the 1,200 people in the FGC. You know what I mean? Like we have to get bigger and bring more eyes. Like we're entering a whole new ecosystem. YouTube is completely different. And they were like, nah, what's the fucking Spider-Man quote? Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. That was Capcom. As soon as they said that, Mike was out. Mike was out, and the whole, because no Mike, right? Whole thing canceled. Done. You know, yeah. He's in Singapore with Shan. So it's like, bro, what are we fucking doing? You know what I mean? But like, it's so problematic that we can't just get to this point. Now, mind you, I don't think everyone has the capability of being able to produce this type of content, let alone have the vision for it. I think that's a big thing. The vision, you need visionaries for a lot of different shit. And right now the FGC they've had their old heads. When I say old heads, I mean like the OGs. I'm not calling them old. They've had OGs with vision try something. It kind of works, but it never, like, they never continue it. It doesn't pick up. And yo, Tasty Steven Yipes commentary is fucking fantastic. So Rob, oh my bro, Rob TV, I know he's doing this thing with music on his channel and like blew the fuck up, but like he's another case code example of what I was talking about. Rob TV was making FGC content prior to what he was doing before. And if you guys don't know who Rob TV is, you've seen the meme. You've absolutely seen the meme. There's no way you haven't seen the meme. The black guy's like, wait a minute, he kind of spitting, or like this kind of fire. You guys have seen the meme, okay? I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Not the meme, because I don't have it, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, right? Y'all have seen Rob. Now, Rob is a prominent figure in the FGC. He's a new blood too. When I say new blood, I mean new blood at that time, not new blood right now. But he's someone that was pumping out FGC content. If we go back to his oldest content, you can see, right? Dude was doing FGC content for a long time, but it wasn't picking up the same traction. And then we get to a point, here it is right here. And it blew up. It blew up for him. For years. Look at this, from 9 years all the way to just 3 years ago. He was pumping out FGC content, and he was not where he should have been, both as a commentator or as a player. And this could be a collection of things, right? Maybe he didn't understand YouTube, which a lot of the top players or just players in the FGC in general have no fucking clue what they're doing when it comes to YouTube or content creation as a whole. Because learning YouTube or learning content creation is absolutely a skill. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So maybe he just didn't know. That could be a factor, right? But then when you have access to all this shit within the FGC and it's fighting game community and you have all these people making content, there's like no way, no shot that you can't get a hold of somebody that can help you learn these things, right? And so it's like a blockade of what's going on. So now we get on. Eventually, he did a music. He just tried it. Blew the fuck up. And he kept going. And now this is his channel. Because like, why would you stop? Why would you stop? You know what I mean? Now, eventually, I believe Rob just got a little busy with life and just, you know, focusing more on his commentating. Because I think Capcom kind of just started paying him a fuck ton. I don't know. But he stopped. Almost a year ago, he just stopped. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, right? Eventually, he was just like, eh. And it probably could have been the view thing. You can see that the view just kind of start trailing off there, you know, not really there anymore. And it might have just been like what he's listening to. It might have just been that people are kind of, you know, tired of the trend, whatever the case may be. Or it could be, just like you said, Gil, still doing hosting and commentating, and Capcom is just paying him a fuck ton. Because I think certain companies, when you keep having someone leave, right? When you keep losing talent, then you realize like, oh man, we fucked up. Like that was a really good thing. We shouldn't have let it go. You start to try and keep the talent you already have. You're a little bit more lenient with the way that you think, right? And you let certain shit slide. Rob, if you look at Rob's commentary for Capcom officially back then versus now, he's a lot more himself. He's still professional, but now he can be a lot more himself compared to before. He had to essentially put on a hat or put on a mask, you know what I mean? Because that's just what Capcom wanted him to do. But now they're more lenient. Now they're like, you know what? You've proven it. Like hey man, you can carry this. We got you. And so there's so much that happens when it comes to like what's going on in the FGC. Even, you brought up Japan. If you compare the Japanese FGC versus the EN FGC, night and day difference. Go look up anyone that wants to why don't you make content for the FGC? You're always talking about fighting game content, bro. Fuck you. You should play fighting games instead of the gacha games because we don't want you here. Go look up the Japanese FGC and then compare it to the English, the American FGC. It's so big, it's not even a night and day difference. Like, that's how big it is. It's not even a fucking night and day difference, bro. It's insanely huge. The content creators over there actually get support. If you go look up one of their streams, are they even streaming right now? They usually stream on YouTube. Street Fighter 6. How do I look up streams on YouTube? Live, right? Live. How do I categorize this for like most viewers? Let me know. Let me know. I guess I can't do that on YouTube yet. I miss YouTube gaming, bro. We had a YouTube gaming website. Like, it was dedicated to just YouTube gaming. And it was great. I have a Japan fetish. I mean, I could, like, I'm not gonna deny it. If you were like, hey, yo, you want to go to Japan and do this thing, I'm not gonna tell you no, right? But hey, I can't find it. It's fine. Excuse me. But my point being, right, is that if you happen to come across one, there is the views are dramatic. The support they get just for being a content creator or being a streamer and being really good at the game, night and day. Insanely huge, which is a very good thing. But it's not good over here in America, right? Like, there's just the FGC over here. That's why I keep saying it's a broke mentality. It's a broke mentality, and this goes beyond the FGC. But the FGC is what I would consider bottom 3 most broke. Like, or I guess top, whatever you want, bottom 3, top 3 most, whatever. They're out of 3, whatever million or thousand, they are top 3 most broke. Their mentality is disgusting. It's bad. So when I say it's the FGC's fault for blank, it's because they have a broke mentality. their version of support is supporting you as long, and again, this kind of goes into like just the internet in general, but their version of supporting you is supporting you if I like you and everyone else likes you. You have to be within the presence of top players in order for me to give you the support that you are looking for. And even then, very minuscule support. I give what I can. And support, let me also verify that, right? Or elaborate on that. Because I know somebody would probably think support is like, oh, you mean like money? It doesn't always mean, support doesn't always mean money. Support means sharing their content, watching their videos, participating in the streams, watching the streams, like whatever the case may be, right? Support is just making it so that it's an easy route or an easy road for this person who's venturing into content creation or sharing their journey as a top player, has an easier time doing that. That's all that means. And when you don't support that, that's what I mean by like you have a broke mentality behind it. Anyone that's made FGC content would more than likely be able to chime in on what I'm talking about, or even just watched it, right? If you just participated in it, there it is. It's not like I'm not just making things up out of thin air and then talking out of my ass. This is something that we have literal track records, we have backlogs, history reports, whatever you want to call it, of all of this shit happening within the FGC. That's why the US FGC, their group, right? That's why we're where we are right now. That's all it is. Here's Max's video back when Capcom started charging. Let me see. 16-minute, bro. I don't want to watch this right now. 16-minute. Thought it was a clip. Thought it was a clip, bro. At 5 minutes, I got you. We can go to 5 minutes. Guys, look at this view count. Look at the view count. You can't hear? Oh shit, my bad. My bad. Hold on. I got y'all. I'll even we can double it back together. Look at the view count whenever he pulls it up. And I'll even pause the music for y'all too.
Troll people want over it. Let me give you a couple of examples. I saw Brian F talking about this, and I also noticed this when I was looking at a YouTube channel. It was Kawano. Kawano had recent footage of C Viper from Tokyo Game Show, so it was like, cool. To give a shout out to Kawano's YouTube channel, it's right here, Kawano. You might not be able to find it because it wouldn't show up under natural search means. You'd have to like literally search his name directly. If we click on this, we can get a whole different side of YouTube that we don't normally see. You get Japan YouTube, a whole bunch of videos and things that normally will never hit our recommended feeds. This stuff we will just not see. But I want you to look at something. Anybody see anything fascinating about the last month, 2 months?
What up, Shogun?
3 months, 4 months of Kawano's videos? 1.1 million videos for like a...
Don't think too hard on the video, you know, but I mean, you were here for it. It was definitely entertaining, but as long as you're learning from it, that's all that matters. And I gotta thank you for reminding me that you didn't do it on purpose, but you inadvertently did it. I still gotta keep up with the account reviews for this week too.
Stream VOD. From somebody like asking a question, dude. Holy mother of God. Street Fighter is on a different level in Japan right now. This thing is making careers the way that the last time we saw a big game do this, we saw this happen with Dragon Ball FighterZ made careers, right? People were getting this equivalent level of viewership when Dragon Ball FighterZ dropped. Let's go to like Tokido. And just as a reference, both of these guys, check this out. Both these guys have a similar subscriber amount, but dude, like they're popping off. Their viewership is good. Like all things considered, hundreds of thousands of views on some.
And this is why, right? Even if I were to take this from the FGC perspective, and I take this and I translate it into fucking gacha games, this is why I say the difference in support is night and fucking day. It's not the same. So when you guys hear me, anyone hears me talking about some shit and they're like, oh, Yo's talking on his ass. or you hear someone say something about like people are jealous about numbers. It's not about being jealous about numbers, right? That's not what it is. It's quite literally the Americanized version of supporting people is drastically different compared to the Eastern side of things. I know from a gacha perspective, you guys see this all the time. Like it pops up all the time, specifically with Wuthering Waves, but it's not just WUWA, it's all the gacha games. If you go to Bilibili right now and you look up something for like, who are we talking about? Suna is the best character since fucking Yuzuha, right? That's the title. I don't fucking know. If I put out that video, or anyone, me, AOG, Kate, Soul, Floss, Flossin, Canna, Josh, anyone. If anyone puts out that video, you said no sound. I'm talking right now. You guys can't hear. The video's not going on. I'm talking. Yeah. Sounds fine. Okay. All right. Cool. Go. Bet. Going back to what I said, but what was I saying? There. When you look at that, right, like the difference between everything going on, Bilibili has all this shit. If any of us over here posted something like Suna best thing since Yuzuha, right? Maximum, somewhere between 20 to 25,000 views, right? On a good day, on a real good day. But if you see this same video over on Bilibili, the average view count for all of their creators is 20,000 plus for that type of video, right? They're all pulling in weight because they have built a community. And that's my, I know this is like, I'm talking about the FGC or whatever, because like FGC broke mentality, but I try and relate this stuff to like everything. That's why I study content all the fucking time. I love studying content. I like making content a lot. The way that communities aren't actual communities is so detrimental to content creation that it makes it very difficult to be a genuine content creator. Kind of like fragmentation, right? So like, think about it in the way, if I relate it to gacha games, right? Think about it how we have them right now. Right now, gacha games we're all separated. I brought this up in I don't think no, it's not here. I brought this up on my channel a while ago. Let me see if I can find which video it was. I think it was talking about the Zenless thing and like why the Zenless community isn't what it is anymore. This. I think it was this video. I could be wrong. I would have to go back and watch it, but there's two videos, one in particular, but two videos that I talked about it within the span of a month. And it's basically, and it might be this one too. I think it's this video and this video. They're a combo. And so what I said in the video was that in particular, in specifics to Zenless Zone Zero, the reason that the Zenless space is so fragmented the way that it is because we are not, as a collective, we're not one community. We are everyone else's community. What does that mean? I have my own community. Kate has his own community. ALG has his own community. Canna has his own community. Josh has his own community, so on and so forth. And so, yeah, sure, there are people that are shared within the community, right? Like viewers are shared within the community. But as a collective, the entire Zenless Zone Zero community does not support the creators that they do have. Or even if they were, like if a brand new creator popped up, the entirety of the Zenless Zone Zero community, or the majority of the Zenless Zone Zero community does not support that creator, right? There's always a stipulation behind why you get support or don't. And so even whenever I did post these videos, there were a couple comments, a handful of comments actually, where they were saying like, it sounds like you're complaining that you don't get views the same way that insert my favorite content creator gets. And that's not what it is at all, because I'm not just speaking for myself, right? If we look at it from the, let's go over to ZZZ real quick, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Where is Zenless Zong Zingzong? ZZZ, official channel. Can I not find the official channel? Okay. No official channel, so I have to search it up. Here we go. A good way to understand or look at like, hey, how big or how much of a community exists on the platform that you decided to be on. go find the official channel and go find the largest creators channel, right? And so I'll show you guys both. And so right now, let's go with obviously not 2 million, but you could kind of use that, but we'll average it out. So let's average this out anywhere between, what is this, almost 200K. And we can see that pretty much every video, almost every video from them gets above 100K. If we found a way to average this entire thing out, it would be a good amount, right? So let's just say that over 100,000 viewers, in between 300,000. I think that's fair. So somewhere between 100 to 300,000 viewers is how many players or viewers are active on the YouTube platform that are interested in Zenless Zone Zero and consume the Zenless Zone Zero content. Now we go over to what would be considered our largest content creator. At this point, I think it's Rivenous. I think Rivenous is our largest Zenless Zone Zero content creator. And we can look at the average for his views, right? Now, we just said there's 100,000 to 300,000, and we're lowballing people that are on the platform interested in consuming Zenless Zone Zero content. But Rivenous's view count, his average is nowhere near that. He has a lot of high averages whenever he does release guides, but on average for these videos, it's not up there, right? What's a solid comparison to what the equivalent of Rivenous is, right? We go to Guoba, and we can use either of Guoba's channels. We can go over to Guoba's Star Rail channel. Mind you, here's an important fact. Guoba has not uploaded in about a month. Where is it at? Right here. Last video about a month ago, 75,000 views, comes back. Almost 100,000 views. 8.4, this is NTE. 93, again, almost 100,000 views. 30,000, right? And this is in one day. The day's not even over yet, 30,000 views. Day's not even over yet, double upload, 45,000 views. What are we doing? Mao, no. The answer to your question is no. So, like, what are we doing here? This is what I'm talking about. The equivalent of, like, the entire community or a majority are watching and supporting X content creator. As a collective, it doesn't exist, at least within the English platform, right? Like the US platform, EM platform, whatever, especially within the gacha space. You could do this for any of the games minus Genshin Impact. Oh, Genshin does whatever. Genshin is still like cream de la creme, top of the top. And again, I'm talking purely from a content perspective. Anybody that argues this and says that I'm wrong, you just don't know content. Like, it is what it is. Genshin's the only one that does what I'm talking about. Now, again, the majority, they don't do everybody because they don't fuck with everybody. But whenever they see somebody, how is it? Genshin Impact. What was that guy? Wuthering player tries Genshin, something like that. This guy. A month ago. Koki was not making videos. He's making fucking Legend of Zelda videos. I love Legend of Zelda. But he's making Legend of Zelda videos, and they're not getting any views in relation to what's going on. Homie starts playing Wuthering Waves. Mind you, right? Let's continue with what I'm talking about. Wuthering Waves community, for the most part, supports a very specific demographic of content. They give their views to a very specific demographic of content. No views, and no views in relation to what I'm showing you guys now. Almost 500,000 views. First time playing Genshin Impact. And this could be repeated. Anybody could do this. 200,000 views, part 2. 140,000 views, part 3. New Genshin player reacts to whatever. 60,000 views. 60,000 views on Columbina. We keep it going. Goes back to Wuthering Waves. No support. And at some point, my guy Koki recognizes and realizes, damn, Wuthering is not supporting the same way. Goes back to Genshin, 75,000 views, 40,000 views, 30,000 views, 36,000 views. Even NTE got more views and support. than his Wuthering videos. And you can't say, oh, they're edited bad or whatever the case may be, because they're all edited the same. So either they're all bad when it comes to editing, or they're all watchable, / good, whatever, right? What up, Necrosis? How you doing? When I talk about content, I talk about like the actual data that we can all go and see. I'm not talking about things from a I feel, I think, well, this is only my perspective. Nope. It's all here. Everybody can go look at it. This instance of somebody playing Genshin or jumping into Genshin, whatever, is repeatable over and over and over and over again. Why? Because the Genshin community supports their own. That's why I keep saying they're the only gacha game within the EN space that does this. Zenless doesn't do it. Starro doesn't do it. They're close with like the Globa thing, right? But they don't do it for everybody. Wuthering doesn't do it. NTE probably won't do it. Arkfield kinda does it. They kinda do it, right? But Arkfield is another version of Genshin, just the opposite side of the coin. They're very tight knit. They're very tight knit. They allow what they like and don't allow what they don't like. They boot it out. They will not, and that's a good thing. If they don't like it, they don't support it. You don't get fake support from them. That's a very good thing. Uma Musume is another one. Uma Musume is a really good example of another game where the community as a whole support it. Yes. Yes. Yeah, a good version of gatekeeping, right? So how does this change? Great question. The only way for you to change this, I won't say only way, but there's a couple of different ways that you could go about changing this. There's ways that start at the head, and then there's ways that start from the community. Who has the most influence or power with that question? The community. And so this goes into what we were just talking about with Archetypes, right? There's good gatekeeping and bad gatekeeping. Good gatekeeping is promoting everything positive for your game. Or I won't say positive. That sounds a little shilly. I know it'll be taken that way, but promoting everything that makes your game look good in a neutral light. What I mean by a neutral light, this looks good. I guess it is shilling. It looks good for the company. That's the easiest way to say it. What if I were a company holder, if you were a company holder, CEO, whatever, and you were going to get some sponsors, you're like, damn, bro, we're running real low on our iPhone business. We need a couple more sponsors so that we can introduce the iPhone 19.5, right? Who do we go to? And what do we bring to show them that, hey, right now we have the iPhone 18. It didn't sell so hot, but 19.5, oh, this shit is a fucking banger, bro. It's easily going to sell. Trust. What do we bring to the table to show them that? On one hand, obviously you bring the product. Cool. Well, we like the product, but when it comes to the actual sales of your product, even though we can see this is a great product, you don't really get a lot of sales. Like the community, right? They're not really purchasing this. They're not really supporting this. What's going on? Then you bring them content creators. And this is something that, again, having spoken with so many people and anyone of the creators or influencer managers, whatever they want to call themselves or whatever they do call themselves, marketing managers, there we go. Anyone that's been in a position can talk to you and tell you what I'm about to say. They can verify this. When you go have conversations with the CEO or when you meet these people in charge at these gacha companies that develop, not even just gacha games, any gaming company, right? Any company, you go talk to them and you sit down and you speak with them, you have a conversation, a genuine conversation, whatever. You will find out whether or not, one, they actually appreciate content creators, and two, whether or not they're smart when it comes to marketing. If they're not smart, they don't value content creation. They don't see it as like something that they need. If they value it, they're smart. They understand it's something that they need because they do. So now you get into what makes our game look good. Content creation, right? Positive content. Again, I'm not using positive in the terms of like, oh, this, we love, I'm not doing that, right? I'm saying in the sense of like, if I had to present my entire YouTube ecosystem, right? If I had to present all of Zenless Zone Zero for content so that I could get more of something to make the game better or just to fill my pockets, whatever reason they want, right? What looks good, what doesn't look good, what is good representation, what is bad representation. And so, again, you can change this from the top being the content creators, but who has the most influence being the community, right? And so when you have content creators that, in this case, what I'm doing with you guys now is I'm educating y'all on that. when you have content creators that essentially don't A, know this shit, or B, they're not open to tell you like this is what it is and like this is why it's affecting whatever it is, nothing changes. If you have an entire community of sheep that actually refuse to listen to anything, it'll never fucking change. It'll never fucking change. That's why whenever I did put out that Zenless video originally, and I was trying to get people to understand, mind you, I'm going to open up about something that obviously you guys wouldn't have seen because this is stuff that happens outside of us streaming or making videos. When I did make that video, I actually had to sit down with a lot of the other content creators within the Zenless space, and almost all of them verified and agreed with what I was saying in my video, was that it feels like everyone's communities are fragmented, but it's not one whole community. And so we had some small conversations about like, what could we do as creators to change that? You know, maybe like what we could implement, this, that, and the third, whatever. And ultimately we kind of just didn't do anything with it because it's hard. It's hard, especially when you get kickback where it's like, well, I don't really like EO. Okay, you're fair to not like EO. Why? Oh, because he does this, that, and that. Okay, but these other two creators do the same thing. Why don't you like why do you like them? Oh, well, because they're not EO. Okay, so now from a creator perspective, if we collab with EO, there's a section of people that won't support because EO's involved, right? Defeats the purpose. Flip it. Ah, man, well, I really like EO, but I don't like Rin. I'm just gonna make up some shit, right? I don't like Yojimbo. Cool. Or I don't like Soul. Too many blacks, right? Only one black allowed. Only one token black allowed. So I'm like, all right, cool. In the event, we go off and like, you know what? We're gonna do some collabs. We're gonna have a conversation. Let's talk about why we like the game. Cool. They're immediate, because Tenkyo just mentioned the bias thing, right? We immediately get into our own bias and we'll say, well, you know what? I definitely agree with EO, and I kind of agree with what who was that? Yojimbo. I kind of agree with what Yojimbo said, but I don't like what Soul said. Even though Soul just agreed with the entire group, something about the way he said it, not fucking with that. I'm gonna start disagreeing. Fuck are we doing?
You're not better than me.
Yo, what's up, yo? How's your day going, bro? And did you get Suna?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Is that a resub? I think that was a sub, bro. I don't know what's going on because this shit, dog, bro. This little app thingy is not telling me anything anymore. Let me go find out what that was, bro. That was okay. Yeah, there we go. Yo, Speed, thank you for the sub up, baby. I appreciate that. Welcome to hometown. I did get Suna. We got her night one. It was rough. I hated it, but we ended up getting her. You know what I mean? But it happened, bro. You said I'd be yapping, but never saved me from that burning building. Hey, you know what? Listen, KJ, sometimes I got to talk to the firefighter, right? I gotta yap the firefighter's ear off and let them know, maybe if you did your job and you put out the fire before I started yapping, you could have saved my boy KJ, right? That's what I'm thinking, but they're not on the same page as me, bro. So it is what it is. What up, bro? How you doing? Oh man. Let's see. Don't know if I missed a Zenless talk or not, but happy to be here. Not yet. We're still yapping about like content creation and a bunch of other shit. We've bounced around. The entire topic has been the same, but we've bounced around for the most part. The lack of logical discussion and into emotional dissonance. Kinda. It's less about, I guess maybe I wouldn't even say less about emotional dissonance because that is a big factor in it. I want to say that it's really just, again, like communities start at the top. That's the best way to put it. That's the best way for me to put it. Communities start at the top. And a good example of that, I don't know why I'm typing this in. He's already up. Max. A good example of what I'm referring to is literally Max. Everyone there's not a single fucking soul in the FGC you can find that says anything negative about Max. Oh, I can't stand Maximilian. I don't know why, but I just don't like him. Unless it's a personal story where Max somehow just dogged the shit out of them, which none of us have heard before. No single person dislikes Max. If we were looking at what's a representative of the FGC, everyone Their first instinct, Max, point to Max. Go get Maximilian, right? That's how that is. Max has done such a good job. And even if he didn't do it intentionally, he's done a good job of being a representation for like what a leader within the FGC would look like, especially when it comes to like representing themselves or providing this information for content. And most importantly, being able to educate his chat into like whatever direction they need to go, right? Max isn't going to dog you out for not knowing how to do a Shoryuken, but he'll take time out of his day to teach you. That's a little bit of like where I got that from, just from FGC shit, and then translating it over into the Zenless stuff. But it's little stuff like that that goes a long way. It changes how somebody will approach things on their own. You know what I mean? And so his whole thing is helping, because he's already a great player, but he doesn't need to be a top player anymore. His whole thing is making other people better at the game, or like just in entertainment, enjoying it, right? Solid. Now let's flip it. Now, I know a lot of y'all were mentioning LTG. I personally I don't dislike LTG like that, bro. He can have all the fatherless, whatever allegations. That's his business. All right. I look at LTG for what he says he is, an actor and entertainer. And I keep it that way, because if I take it away, I don't get my memes. All right. I don't get my memes, but I'm going to use LTG as an example because a lot of you guys have already represented that's how you view it, right? So the opposite of that would be a situation like LTG, where LTG has not as much name, but a lot of power to his name, or a lot of notoriety. There we go. A lot of notoriety to his name, right? And so if you look at this, if LTG was considered the representation of the FGC, a lot of people would A, clown the FGC, and B, not want to be a part of it. And that's the difference. He's infamous. Thank you. That's the difference, right? And so when I talk about like how does it start at the top, that's what I mean by having good representation and not. So when you get into the whole like the gacha ecosystem as a whole, because we've just talked about FGC, and you get into the gacha ecosystem as a whole, excuse me, you look at someone who is, relatively speaking, way the fuck up there, right? Like when you think of gacha games, everyone thinks of this person. Very good. Awesome. Highly beneficial to have within the gacha space. Then you flip it. Okay. Who is also equally just as big or notable, right? Infamous, but is bad. Not good for the space at all. Horrible representation. Makes me not want to be a part of it. Now here's the big thing. There are way more people that are bad representations for the current community of the gacha space than there are good representations. That's the problem, which is why I said it starts at the top. This isn't any one specific like blame or anything like that. It's a collective of this shit. So when you have multiple representations that are all not good for the company, if I put a pool of all of these creators in a bucket or in a zip folder, and I said, hey man, I really want some more sponsors. We need some more investors. Oh sure, yeah bro, show me your community. I would love to start investing within your community. Let's go ahead and look at your top content creators right now, and let's get them situated. Let's fly them out. Let's get them some sponsors. Let's get them wearing some merch, and let's go ahead and get your next gacha game set up so that everybody is loving it, right? All over the world. Okay, great. Here's my folder of content creators. Viewing. Oh, well, this guy's calling people slurs. Okay. He's got a lot of views, but yo, did he just do that on live? He's just, this motherfucker has allegation? Is he beating dogs? He doesn't even play the game. We're sorry. We can't really give you the investment you're looking for. Maybe try a different investor. Repeat the process over and over. But because it doesn't affect me as the content creator who's in the position, it doesn't affect me the way that I don't think about. So I'm not bothered. I'm not going to do anything about it. Starts at the top, trickles down to the bottom. So if this is the entire, like how these people at the top are all thinking, what happens to the community that's supporting? You see the cycle? That's the problem. That is it's so hard to it's so hard to change something like that. It's a condition. They've been conditioned to do that. And you can't undo it as easily as you did it. And I just having those type of conversations, not just with a creator, not just with communities, but anyone that doesn't accept and see that for what it is, you will never get to the bottom line. So when I brought this up, when we talked about that with the Zenless stuff, and it's like, all right, cool. Like, what do we do for Zenless? You force it, I guess, but like, there's only so much you can force. And even then, they've been conditioned to behave and think this way. It's so hard to undo it. Look at how many of you might have been from me, right? I'll use myself just because we're already in my chat. It's my chat. I don't have to use anybody else. Look at me. A lot of people's first impression was completely negative for me, right? If you didn't find me before you found all the other drama bullshit, whatever the fuck was going on, negative. You might have sat in a stream. You might have talked to me directly. You might have hung out in the Discord. And then you realize, damn, all the stupid shit I heard about with EO just isn't true. Wow. This is weird. That's different. I fuck with EO. And it changes. It changes. But you yourself had to take that chance. Now, the same thing applies elsewhere or opposite. There are a lot of people who have their impression. That's it. They're done. First impressions matter. They have it. They're done. They're not changing it. I could fucking save the president of Pluto from getting blown up. I could turn into Homelander, the good version, Superman. I could be Superman. People could find out my secret identity as Spider-Man. Nah, I still don't fuck with EO. Remember that one time EO said this one thing that he never said, but I know he said it because I told myself he said it? Yeah, I still don't fuck with him. Bro, EO just saved your cat from a burning tree. Like, you're not going to tell him thank you? Nah, fuck that guy. My cat could have saved itself. If my cat needed to be saved by EO, it deserved to die.
You're not better than me.
Now the slander on his name really was real. But IFK's with you, are you? Know this.
Yo, bro, thank you for the resub, man. I appreciate that. Also, Vernon, I think, or Baron. There it is. I'm going to say somebody else resub too, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that as well. All right. Welcome. Fucking Kindred, bro. Oh, man. Excuse me. I like swallowed and like breathed at the same time. That might have been the enemy right there on camera, bro. Might have been the enemy, man. Man, dude. But yeah, I mean, I am blunt, you know, and like I've had to learn through multiple conversations with Nyx, through a lot of soft conversations with Moon and Soul, and some like, you guys don't know him, but my boy Zeta, that's my guy. All right, everybody's my guy. All the people that except Moon, obviously that's my girl, but everyone that I've
easy money.
Hey yo, who's giving me money? Where'd that come from? Wait. I can't even see because the fucking thing won't tell me, bro. Is that YouTube? That's not YouTube. What happened? Yo, gang, chat. What happened? Who did something? I can't even see it, bro. I can't even see it. There we go. BG, thank you for the sub, baby. I appreciate that. It took so long for Twitch to be like, you got a subscription, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But I've had a lot of conversation with people, right? Why I brought up Zeta was because me and Zeta talk to each other like how like we're opposite. Like if me and Zeta were brothers for real, it probably would have been a great time. Maybe. But we think alike. So a lot of the times, even Melly had to tell me this shit like months ago. And he's like, you don't have to change
Would you look at
who
that?
you are.
Easy money.
You know? Yo, Zephyr coming through with a super chat, baby. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I still remember you from the Royal Table. Oh, man, that brings me back, bro. Me, Mikey, and Nick. What? Yo, that was crazy. Nick wants me to play Deadlock, so I might start doing that with him again, playing some Deadlock. I was gonna try it tonight, but That's really all it is. I mean, it's cool though. It's cool. I enjoyed your villain arc. All right. I still don't think myself as a hero. If we had to like say anything, I'm still the villain. Like if I had to pick one or the what is it, anti-hero? I'd pick that. Cause I don't want to save people. You know how much work it is to save somebody, bro? Like look at All Might. Guys, look at what happened to All Might. All that shit he's doing, sacrifice his power. Then what? I get a peaceful life in the end? No, you don't. No, you don't. But then look at, oh man. I guess like the opposite kind of like Toga. I feel so bad for my baby girl, bro. Toga, out of all the villains, Toga, Twice, and Dabi did not deserve their endings. They didn't deserve it. They didn't, bro. Twice was easily one of my favorites for My Hero. Toga became one of my favorites in My Hero because her story was so unnecessarily sad. And she just wanted to be loved. Then for her to get the love in the end and still Anyway, we're done with that. No more My Hero talks. No more My Hero talks, bro. Okay, going back to what I'm finishing up on. All I'm saying, right, is that from a community perspective, this isn't just with Zenless, but all of the gacha space. There's a lot of positive that does exist or could exist. And I still say it. You guys know I say this all the time. A big part of, or rather a good representation of when the gacha space was a healthy balance of necessary evil and good is Genshin year 1 through 2.5. Maybe 3. And I'm being very lenient or generous with that third year, but really Genshin year 1 and 2. Genshin year 1 and 2 and a little bit of dip. And I say, I'll even say 3. I'll say Genshin year 1 through 3 because year 3 is when Doro stepped in. And you got a lot more people challenging content and pumping out short form and introduced an entirely different meta into the YouTube algorithm as well as TikTok. So I'll say Genshin year 1 through 3 was the best version of the gacha community. This doesn't mean like exclusively Genshin Impact, by the way. It just means at that time, this was the best version of the gacha community. Right now, I think we're in one of the worst times for the gacha community, especially because from the perspective of, again, you look at it from growth, and this is something that we've called out for how many times now? The last 2-ish years. If you're not drama baiting, you're not growing. It's as simple as that. Within a relatively speaking, casual YouTube channel growth. That's what I'm getting at, right? And so how do you do that if it's not casual? Guides. You're making a fuck ton of guides. Your guides have like all the exclusive shit in it. Leaks, that's another way to get into it. But everybody doesn't do that. Everybody's not in a Google Sheets. Everybody's not doing calcs. Everybody's not staying up to figure things out. And even then, sometimes guides aren't 100% accurate, right? We know that, especially in Zenless, where we could all put out guides, but something pops up a week later and it's like, yo, we didn't know that. And it completely changes something about the character or how we view the character. And it is what it is. But that's kind of how it goes. And then Mujiwara, you said not true is heavily gatekept. I don't agree with that at all. I think here's my honest truth about that when it comes to gatekeeping, right? I think what happened with Genshin was that this was the first time so many of these introverted people, the creators, so this is the first time a lot of these introverted people were trying to mingle with one another. And I'm going to explain this, but let me give you like a TLDR real quick for an analogy. You guys ever seen movies or stories or comics of the nerd or the like closeted girl, whatever, like someone who is in high school or middle school, they don't have any type of social interaction level at all. Like they just don't perform well socially, and then all of a sudden they become popular for whatever reason. 9 times out of 10, what happens is that person, girl or boy, becomes what they always said they hated. They become the mean girl. They become the school bully. They become someone who is no longer themselves, right? Because you've been filled with so much what is called clout. But if we don't use the term clout, you've been giving so much new attention. You've been given so much new attention that you don't know what to do with it. MTash and Tectone got blacklisted heavily versus the accepted creators. There's a very distinct reason for that. It's right there in your face. There's a very distinct reason for that. If I need to explain what it is, by all means. But that one, that has, you shouldn't question that. That has nothing to do with anything. Even I could be thrown in that boat, and I feel like I am thrown in that boat. What up, Aricado? How you doing today? The reason is valid, but it silenced the voice of negativity, and positivity got pushed hard. This, and see, Mujiwara, this is why there's a difference between all criticism is not criticism in good faith. So if you have negative criticism, it doesn't, when I say negative criticism, it doesn't equal a negative thing. You can criticize something without ripping its asshole out. Empire, exactly. And so you brought up Zajef, right? I can't really speak on Zajef because I don't even remember when he started doing the whole like leak thing or whatever. So I didn't follow him like that. But I will say, and maybe you could give me a little bit of information on that so I'm more aware of what's going on, right? But when it comes to constructive criticism, there's a proper way to tell somebody you don't like this thing. Even with, what was it? There was something a while ago, because I saw the clip pop up again where like Techie was losing his mind about it was the podcast. I was in there and Brax and a few others, Box and somebody else. And we were trying to get him to understand that you can criticize something and say that it's bad or negative or whatever. You need to go about it in a more professional manner. And his response to that was that then you're being forced to say good things. Like you can't speak your honest thoughts, because if you want to say something is like horrendous dog shit, you should be able to say that this is horrendous dog shit and it should kill itself now. Like that was his perspective. But that's not how you approach things in anything, right? Content creation has allowed us to express our opinions in the most disgusting manner with zero consequences. I'm going to be honest. Content creation has allowed us to just straight up be dickheads and assholes online and profit from it, because we get little Timmies that are 12 years old who are fucking edgy teenagers. Oh, he said dick. Oh, yeah. Fuck Hoyle, bro. Oh, dickheads. And then we get, oh my God, bro. Yo, shout out to little Timmy for the $1.99 donation. I love you, bro. I love you, man. You're why I'm here. You're why I'm here, bro. I wouldn't be here without you. All right. Okay. But you could easily tell anybody, a company, a person, whatever, that you don't like this thing and it's bad. I'll give you an example again from my own perspective, because it's easier to talk about myself. I went in on Ye Shung Wong twice. Once was very professional, which was my guide, right? That was the one that was quote unquote sponsored. It wasn't sponsored, but still, it was from CE Server. The second time was when I was mouthy on Twitter and I made a follow-up video and I was in stream, and I'll say it to this day. I think that character is easily one of the most boring characters to play in the entire game. I think the design behind that character gameplay-wise is hands down bottom 3. It's ass. It's dog shit, right? Because of that, I did not get access to my CE server. They told me it was something else, but still. My point being is that There's a proper way to do that, which I've done in almost every single one of my videos. And then there's a more aggressive way to do that does not reward me. It doesn't reward me, right? And so now from a business perspective, I need to look at which one gives me what I want. At the end of the day, I still get what I want or I don't get what I want, right? But neither of them are forcing me, like you said, Ty, right? I don't have to glaze YSG. My mistake was using too harsh of a language. But I could still tell you she's dog shit without using the word dog shit. I could tell you she's boring without using boring as fuck. You know what I mean? Kind of goes from there. Yeah, Claire, at least, again, right? I'm a very assertive person. I'm open to confrontation when it needs to be. And so when I can say something, I tend to say it. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm still in there. They told me it's just for this round. That means it's either going to be I get in next round because like I've been working with them since CBT2, or that means I'm just out of there. And then I'll have to adjust my content plans accordingly based off like what they do or don't do. So it is what it is. You said then it's not you, you lose your personality. If your personality is being a dickhead who doesn't know how to use different words that aren't vulgar as shit, you have a really shitty personality. Because of that, I personally would not, if I were a company, I wouldn't want to work with you anyway. I don't need to. What do I gain from that? Right? Jones, answer me that. Think about that. Just and if you are like a teenager or anything like that, it's totally understandable because you wouldn't have that experience yet in life. But if you are an adult, you've gone through like workforce and you understand things, even if you're a CEO, right? Picture yourself as a boss. If you were a boss of your own company, would you want the dickhead who says it how it is to talk to your customers any kind of way, whose job it is to get you sales in this relative example of you being a boss, right? Would you want the person who says it how it is but doesn't get you sales, or you want the person that still says it how it is but they say it in a less dickheadish manner so that you still get your sales? You guys don't, and that's why I say like there's a bunch of 12-year-old Timmys. I'm not calling you one, but I'm just saying in general, too many people think beneath the 6th grade level. They're still thinking as if they're in like 10th grade high school. You can't, once you graduate, once you enter the workforce and you're not in your fucking daddy's house anymore, there's so many things in life that you have to learn, both like either by force, because life is going to hit you hard and fast, or somebody helps you. Usually this is a parent's job. Sometimes it's an older sibling's job, and sometimes it's your job's job or your boss's job, right? A lot of what happened with me with the workforce and like why I can look at customer service the way that I do is because I learned it from my 3 bosses. I had 3 different bosses that all taught me valuable lessons. All of them. Actually, I lied. 4 now. I've had 4 bosses in my life that have all taught me valuable lessons on how to approach and handle certain things. I think when you're a streamer and a content creator, people are here for you and not your professional side. Right. But Jones, we're not talking about the people. We're talking about the sponsors. Okay. Let's put it this way, right? Jones, I want you to, again, understand something from a content creator perspective. If there is X sponsor, I'll use the water bottle, right? If the water bottle company is sponsoring me to talk to you about why this water is the best water in the world, right? And then there's you telling me to be honest about the water bottle. One of them is giving me my livelihood. The other is just a viewer or chatter in the chat who may or may not pop up, right? Does not offer financial support, does not share videos, is not a consistent member of the community, doesn't clip anything, doesn't VOD anything, doesn't timestamp. You provide no value other than enjoying the entertainment that I may provide and having these conversations when I'm live, right? As a content creator, which one would you want to value more? Now, if you say the viewer, you're biased. And I'm not like arguing with you about it because like in a mean way. I don't mean that like in a, oh man, fuck you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like from an educational standpoint, life-wise, some things have to make a cut. You have to get into this point and go from this, that, and the third. It's Mujiwara, it's not a bad take, bro. You got, oh my gosh. It's like talking to 16-year-olds. There are things in life. There are things in life that you have to get to. There's no lying. You're 33. If you're 33 and you think that way, you got a massive problem, bro. I'm trying to get you to understand this. He's not trolling. I know he's not trolling. I know he's not trolling. I know he's not, bro. You can, thank you, Crap. You can moderate your tone and still get your point across. Let's take this from a parental perspective, right? So, Mujiwara, and I'm trying to like use all these analogies, but maybe I just don't need to. Imagine as you're growing up, every time you make a mistake, your dad just beats the shit out of you. He doesn't discipline you. He doesn't whoop you with the belt. He doesn't whoop you with the chancla, okay? He beats the shit out of you. He treats you like a grown man. He jacks you up, throws you on the wall. 1, 2, 1, 2, cross. Every time. You have no opportunity to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, 1, 2, 1, 2, cross. It's over. Right? Now you're going to learn a lesson. You're going to learn how to fight, right? You're going to counter. You're going to have to figure something out, right? Or you're going to stop making the same mistakes. This is a horrible, like it's an extreme analogy of what I'm getting across. Your dad could easily teach you this lesson without 1, 2, 1, 2, crawl. He doesn't have to fucking jack you up. He can teach you this lesson in a much more consolidated and appropriate manner, right? I can get my point across that I don't like water bottle X without beating the shit out of the water bottle. If I'm a teacher and you're having a problem learning, 2 times 2 is 4. You keep writing on your paper, 2 times 2 is 8. How you got 8, I don't know. But you keep doing it. No matter how I explain it to you, you keep doing it. And if I turn around and say in front of all the classmates, damn, bro, are you retarded? Like you got to be mad retarded for you to keep writing the wrong answer after I told you the right answer and I keep saying it. Are you, the child, going to magically go, wow, my teacher really tells me like it is? I can't hear shit. My teacher really tells me how it is, bro. If they didn't call me retarded in front of all 32 of my classmates, I would have never fucking learned 2 times 2 is 4. The way you reinforce things and say things matters a lot. And this is coming from somebody who, Mujiwara, you've been here for a while. You know this. I'm an asshole. I've said things in the most blunt, sometimes disrespectful, and very like assertive manner over and over and over and over again. And then I'll go, I said the thing. Nothing's wrong with what I said. Like what I said is correct, true or not. Yeah, it's true, but I don't like how you said it. Why does that matter? Why does it matter how I said it if what I said is still true? It should just be what it is. Hey, bro, if you didn't say it that way, they would. I get it. You know what I mean? That's why I gave the example of the later Brax HSR guys, but be honest, look at that sponsored CC. Look at the sponsored CC. Their takes get watered down so much that it doesn't get the warning across. I think you guys don't understand what a warning actually is. I don't think you guys understand that. There's no warning. A lot of the times when people are making these guides or like a should you pull a video, whatever the case may be for these characters, what you guys have, and again, conditioning, right? Coming from the top, when you have these content creators, these figureheads that are telling you this one thing, that's just not true. No one in the content space is getting paid to gas up a character. They're not doing that. Now, if you, as the person pulling on a character, can't figure out whether or not you need to pull a character, that's a you problem, right? If a creator who is, I guess it's their job, provides you with enough context for you to understand should you or should you not pull. You pull based off that information, and then 2 weeks later you go, damn, they lied to me. It's because they were sponsored. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. That's crazy. That's crazy. And Telos, what you're saying is also wrong. Okay, first of all, I don't know why you would want to doom post. That's a little crazy. But doom posting, if we're taking this in the context that you're talking about, right? Being able to say something that is negative about a character or weapon or whatever, right? Something within the gacha game space. You're not allowed to say that. You can say whatever the fuck you want that's doom posty, if you will, right? You just can't talk shit. The way that you say it can't be, damn, bro, this water bottle dick, man. This some grade A shit right here, bro. Like, I promise y'all, if I wasn't sponsored right now, I would not be gassing this water bottle up, bro. Like, this water bottle, when I drank that shit, I started coughing immediately. I got cancer from drinking this water bottle, bro. Don't drink this shit. By the way, I'm sponsored. Buy Nice For You purified water, bro. The business sense that some of y'all have is out of the fucking window. I don't understand. And then y'all will wonder why, like, yo, man, why am I not getting sponsors? Why don't I get any fucking money? Well, my views aren't here. Maybe I could get some sponsors. Sponsors, check your shit. Let's go through and look at her channel real quick. Let's go through and look at his channel real quick. Well, he's very prone to calling something dog shit. That seems to be his term. Oh, wow, he has a dog shit emote. Oh, wow, there's even a command that says ! dog shit. And then his entire chat spams it. Pass. The same way that I call the gacha players, like free-to-play players, I call them entitled, is the same way that I would call a content creator entitled. 1000%. There were examples of this literally a couple months ago with the Wuthering thing. Actually, I'll just say it because like I straight up told my Rin, if Rin is still in here, he knows what I'm talking about. What up, Rune? How you doing? And I'll address what you said too. But Rin is still in here. He knows what I'm talking about. So there was Jadali. I don't remember the video. I'll have to go back and like find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Do you guys remember if you watch Jadali? Excuse me. There's a very important factor that I want you guys to pay attention to that I don't think a lot of people caught on to. And it was such an important thing that I talked about it for like 3 days straight. Because if I were in that situation, I'd be pissed as fuck. And I'm still like holding on to that to this day. Where are we at? It is... No. Where's the video where she receives the gift directly from Kuro? Am I blind? Guys, I'm probably blind. I think I might be blind. It's a recent one? Is it that recent? It was before Where Winds Meet. I know that. Bro, I don't see it. Maybe it's titled something different. I don't know. But we'll find it. If somebody else wants to go look for it real quick, and then we'll show it. But the video that I'm talking about, Jadali got a package and a personal email and letter from Wuthering Waves directly. This one, let me see.
Actually, today, a special gift box, and we're gonna be opening it together. It's so exciting. I know, but wait, or what? Have like a memory chest that you keep. I always have like a small box that I keep.
Nah,
like,
not this one. Not this one. This is new. It's an older one. Jadali was the first content creator that I'm aware of on the English platform that received a personal letter from Wuthering Waves directly. It was from the team directly. They gave her a letter, and the letter was basically thanking her for stepping into the Wuthering Waves content creation space and creating the free-to-play content that she did. And that they'd been watching her for like the last gang of videos, 3 or 4 videos. They loved that she loved the game. And if she needed anything, to reach out to them directly, because they did not want to lose her. They did not want to lose her. I'll talk about why that's important real quick. Let me catch up with chat. CCs are paid to sell characters to an extent. It's in your best interest to speak well about the character to generate the most views and revenue so that the players can spend their money. Yes and no. It's positive for you if you have a sponsor attached to it, which you can't. So, and what I mean by sponsor is like Loot Bar, Aniba. Use my Aniba link, by the way, guys. Loot Bar, Aniba, LD Shop, and a couple others, right? If you have one of those attached to your videos where it talks about whether or not a character should pull, it's in your best interest then to gas up the character and get people to sell it. But if we're talking about from a Hoyo sponsor, there are a couple things that need to be addressed or like point out, right? So one, I've already told you guys, there is probably like one person, maybe 2, that get paid actual money from Zenless Zone Zero as far as like sponsorships go with those guides, the character stuff, the CE server, whatever. Maybe 1 or 2. No one else gets paid. So when you guys are saying like X sponsored this or X sponsored that, I really don't think y'all understand who's actually getting paid and who's not getting paid. There's a lot of people not getting paid. So there is no incentive. The incentive is get early access to this character officially, legally. That is the incentive. There's nothing else behind it. So when that's why I argue so much about it, because it's like when you hear someone say, "Oh, it's sponsored, so they have to do X, Y, and Z." No, the fuck they don't. Unless it's written in the contract or in the rules of whatever that it says you have to do blank, you don't have to do that. And as a sponsor, they also, when they review the video, they don't have to approve the video. Even if you gassed up the character, oh my God, bro, glug, 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 glug. I love Suna, glug, glug, glug. She's such a strong character, bro, best character in the game. You don't have to do that. That's not what I mean by sponsored, but that's what it is. That's what it is. And it's as simple as that. If I get paid to make a video on fucking Arknights, they're not paying me to suck off Arknights. There's so many things that go into actual sponsorships, not just with creators, but just business in general. This is why I say a lot of y'all talk out of y'all ass. I also would have been somebody talking out of my ass if A, I wasn't a manager for GameStop and shit and for IT companies, so I had to learn this shit, and B, I didn't do it as a content creator. My direct incentive is to make good content so that I get whatever benefit I get from that. My direct incentive is not to gas up the character. And now, right, Mujiwar, now we're arguing because I'm giving you facts behind how this stuff works, and you're telling me, nah, but I think this, so this is how it is anyway. But that's not true. If you think the incentive to do something is dictating whatever it is you got going on, and so you can't just honestly speak your mind, it's not a good sponsor in the first place. And so I can't speak on that. I don't take sponsorships that I'm forced to or whatever to lie about. And to my understanding, for as long as I've worked with Hoyoverse, officially and unofficially, I've never had to lie about anything. I've never had to bend or tweak the truth to give my opinion on a character. And I don't know any other content creator who's done that either. Even including Brax, when you mentioned Brax earlier. Brax has never had to do that. Now, if he has, and I just don't know about it because I don't watch everybody stream, that's different. And you guys can just let me know, I'll take that back. But whenever I've done it, I've never spoken that. Only academics do that shit 100%, bro. Damn, this music fire. And then as soon as the sponsor's done, bro, that shit was ass. He's not the only one. Fucking Kai does that shit too. Kai does that shit too, bro. Are you watering down your take to stay on their good graces? No. I'm not watering down anything to stay on anybody's good graces. I'm being professional about a business situation. If me and you were kicking it and you offer me $30,000 to help you set up a YouTube channel, get everything started, and like soft launch you into the year, right? I could talk to you however way I want to because we're boys. You're going to listen to what I'm talking about, right? Because the deal is done. We're cool. We're on a personal level. If I'm talking to fucking NZXT, the PC company, if I'm talking to NZXT, I'm not walking into the office. Yo, what up, my nigga? So anyway, right? I need a PC. So like, hear me out, bro. I do a lot of great content. I'm always talking about the latest new technology. I play gacha games and Soulsborne games. I'm a cracked ass fucking fighting game player. No, I'm not. But they don't gotta know that, right? I could lie for you because you're paying for that. You know what I'm saying? I need you to hook me up with the most bomb ass PC you can. I need to be running at 8K, minimum 8K. You feel me, bro? And then when I'm done streaming, I need the PC to automatically transform. I know you got one. I seen that shit. So I'm gonna need you to come up off of that. You think that's appropriate? That like you believe that doing that is appropriate in a business relationship? Like what are we doing? You're saying it as clear as day. I don't have the reading comprehension of a 6th grader. I understand exactly what you're saying, which is why I'm telling you what I'm saying. What you're trying to get across is just wrong. It's just wrong. That's not how you approach anything. Again, it's a business relationship. It's not your best friend. You're not hanging out at your homeboy's house. I don't understand why anybody would think that at all. And this guys, no, this isn't just a Mujiwara thing. I mean across the board. That's why I call them fucking 10th graders or like little Timmy, 12-year-old Timmys. I'm overblowing your argument and countering with gross over exaggerations. Okay. How am I doing that? I am using an over exaggeration to get my point across so that you understand it's like the nth degree. But how am I overblowing your argument? Your argument right now, right, is that if I take incentive or I'm incentivized to not speak the truth about whatever sponsorship I have in relation to content creation, right? And then to further niche that down, gacha content. Is that what we're doing? We all? You think I work, nigga? You think I'm clocking in at a 9 to 5? Bro, man. I just, Angry, you know what? And Angry Joe's a perfect example of proving you wrong. Mujiwara, Angry Joe has had multiple sponsorships with all of these game companies. And he is what you want to, I guess, all the other creators to be. He's exactly what you want. Somebody that's very vulgar, that speaks their mind, quote unquote, that tells it how it is, and you can trust his word, allegedly. Like what are we doing? That's his stick. And he's still got it to work. But that's a him thing. You flip it, and there's a gang of content creators you can mention that just straight up don't get the amount of sponsorships that Angry Joe gets, right? Or anyone within that caliber. Leafy's a dickhead, or was a dickhead, did not get sponsorships. Leafy was not getting sponsored like that. Like, and then when you think about like an actual sponsorship, right? I want you guys to understand from an actual who's giving up the dollars. Oh man, I don't even know the fucking, like a green screen, right? Like people get sponsored by a green screen. Oh, buy my pills. Guys, you should check out these pills from the TikTok shop. Those aren't actual companies giving you anything worth a damn. You know, you have a community with players. We look to you for guidance. Okay, understandable. But on the other hand, you have a company where you want to keep them happy. So no cursing and negativity. All right, that's false, but we'll go back to that. When a bad character comes out, do you or do you not try to want us, or do you give a guide where you appease the company? Also false. Where is the line for when it's business for the company and for the community? Okay, so after my nth time of explaining this, right? And I'll try to use this without analogies. I'll address exactly what you said so that there's no confusion. No cursing and negativity. This is completely false. Even in my own guide videos, there's cursing and there's negativity. Literally, my Ye Shunguang video has negativity in it. But when a bad character comes out, and before that, Sanbi had negativity in it because I love the character, boring as fuck, and she's broken. Not the good kind of broken at that time. Not a good pickup worth of a character. Astra, I straight up do not like Astra. The company knows that. I know that. The community knows that. Everybody knows I don't fucking like Astra. Made that very clear in my guide. So, and then all the other videos surrounding that all happen to have CE server access to them as well. So that's just not true. When a bad character comes out, this is another factor, right? Being a bad character is subjective. What you consider a bad character, I don't. I hate Astra. I would tell everybody and their mama not to pull Astra. You, on the other hand, might say pull Astra. And it is what it is. Right? Someone literally in my comments for the latest video told me Nicole was bad. Like, Nicole is still bad. She's not worth building. Whatever. Cool. Jingyuan and HSR. Let's talk about Jingyuan and HSR, right? Mujiwara, when Jingyuan came out, there was a massive problem that I'm pretty positive all of the content creators addressed, but I don't think you guys cared. During the CE access as well as CBT, or CBT 3 if I'm not mistaken, with Jingyuan, it might have been 2, but whenever it was 3. Whenever we had access to Jingyuan early, mind you, creators do have access to things early, you guys know that. Jingyuan was strong as fuck. At that time, stronger than Zila. When it comes to just raw damage output, he was stronger than Zila. They changed things before making him go live. Because of that change, we were not made aware of that. That's why now, if you notice, like if you go and look at, for instance, Rivenus's videos or any of our guide videos, if we get a change, we'll usually leave it in the pinned comment or we'll say it at the beginning of the video in a disclaimer. Because now they tell us these things. At that time, that was Starrow's first time doing that. We had no idea they changed anything until live and all the numbers were different. So we had to make up and address that. No one said the light cone was needed because at the time of us doing it, his light cone wasn't needed. Mind you, I don't know about no one. I've openly told you guys since fucking CBT2, pull the light cone. So we're not doing that. Not over here. There ain't a single character, maybe fucking Fugue. There ain't a single character I didn't tell y'all pull that fucking light cone. You know that, I know that, the community knows that. Come on now. Don't say no one. Don't say no one. But you know, it is what it is. At the same time for Jingyuan or Jingyuan, everyone that had early access did not know how to properly play him. And on top of that, something else that at that time we weren't aware of, because when Jingyuan got here, I think at that time most creators were getting to Memory of Chaos. We weren't aware of how dependent he was on that Memory of Chaos buff, because that was the first time that a lot of us were introduced to that. So if you want to chalk that up to like, yo, that's creator fault, 100%, I'll back you on that. I'm not going to tell you that it's not a creator fault, right? If you wanted to blame a creator for that, sure, right? But to say that you're going to use that as like a reason for why we were incentivized to do whatever, no, that wasn't the case at all. Nobody was paid to talk about that. Mind you, none of us were getting paid to do those guides at that time. Payment for Starrel did not start with Jingyuan. None of us were paid for that. You see how when you start applying facts and like getting the actual information behind these things, everything just starts crumbling down because it's not true. It's just not true. Yeah, and Ching, exactly. I'm not gonna tell someone, even in my video, I'm not gonna tell someone don't pull a Yexing Wong because I don't like her. Did I address the Destiny Moon shirt yet? This? What do you mean address it? It's mine. It's my design. I made it. I told her what to do and she did it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then it's not the sponsored and sent. Yeah, and that's all it is. Like, there's what we were trying to get across to you is like it's a business relationship thing, which coming from the top down, right? Creators and then telling their community, that's exactly how you end up getting. That's how you get the opinion and the feeling that you just had. Where you're so glued to your guns, right? That like, this is exactly how it is. There's no other way to put it. But you don't know the full story. You take something that you hear and then you run with it. And even I'm going to take it a step further. Go verify what I said. Right? Like, do your own research behind that. Take what you already feel, take what I just told you, all the shit, and then go verify it with somebody else. Or go ask another creator directly, whatever the case may be. I can't speak on Jello because I haven't spoken to Jello like that. I don't even watch Jello to know what they say or don't say, right? Because I saw you mentioning what they do in their guides or whatever. I don't know. And I wouldn't even be able to tell you because some creators still leak content through their guides, but they still get reached out to for sponsors from Hoyo, which to my understanding, we're not supposed to do. And that's an automatic, like, nah, you can't work with us. So I don't even know the answer to that. I wouldn't be able to tell you that, right? There are things that I don't know. To this day, there's still stuff that I don't know. But I do know a lot. Why are there two Ambi characters in the game? She's like you ever play like a Budokai Tenkaichi game where you have Goku and then you got Super Saiyan Goku? It's like that. So you got base Ambi, which is Goku, and then you got like Super Saiyan Ambi, which is, like Soldier Zero Ambi. It's like an alt, yeah. Like Jin and Devil Jin, exactly. But what would have been crazy? I'm not gonna lie to you. If they did a Jin and Devil Jin, but you could transform from base Ambi to Soldier Zero Ambi, like in the middle of a fight, that'd be fire. That'd be fire, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. Why aren't there 10 Ambi characters in this game? That'd be too much, bro. We're not playing Dragon Ball Fighters. The second Jello got removed from CC server, he went straight to leak content. Talk to him. But I can't blame him. Can't blame him. As much as here's the thing, right? Because I just told you guys earlier that I wasn't in this round of the CE server, so that's why like no Suna shit happened. But here's the thing. I was very upfront. Again, I was very upfront with them when I told them this, and I just straight up told them. I was like, because I felt like what they did to me was unfair. Because they weren't going to tell me shit until I asked them. And by the time I asked them, when they answered, everyone else had already uploaded their videos. So like I went to the whole group, all the CCs. I'm like, yo, did you get in? Did you get in? Did you get in? They told me like, a bunch of people didn't get in. Everyone else got in.
Better than me.
You're talking about the drama?
No, at least not what we're talking about right now is not drama. No. But thank you, brother. Thank you. Was that a resub? Yo, this thing does not tell me shit anymore, bro. Yo, Ericon, thank you for the resub, baby. But yeah, no. We're not talking about the drama. But yeah, that happened, right? So I straight up told my my rep, I'm like, dude, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. This thing that you're doing is the reason that you keep losing creators to join like leak territory. I didn't name people, obviously, but I'm like, you're actively promoting them to go the other way. Because the way that I explained it was like, if I were a company and I cared about handling leaks, I don't want any of my information out there before it's official. The last thing that I would do is go after my official creators. I wouldn't go after the people that have been supporting the game through content, money, or whatever the case may be since the launch of the game. I wouldn't do that. I would go after the person, fucking infamous leak channel number 99, who only uploads leaks, uploads leaked gameplay, and is still profiting on YouTube platforms right now. That's who I would go after, right? If you eliminate the leak in the first place, nobody would have access to leaking shit. So like I'm like, why wouldn't you take the time to do that? But you're going after creator. And I there's a video on my channel. Where is it at? That I'm vehemently against leak creators and content. I think it's bad for the platform, right? But I gotta walk it back. Because now I understand. I understand it now. From going from like an official, where's it at? This one. Why leaks ruin everything. Going from like the official content creator perspective into the not one, I can't hate on it anymore. I didn't hate on it before in terms of like I understand why they did it. But now you got it. You got it. Right? If I see it happen again, you got it. If I see another content creator go down that path, you got it. Cuz like they're not making it any easier for you. Like the concept of that blows my fucking mind. It blows my mind because like, how do you go from like, hey, here are people that are actively supporting our game. Let's target them first. In fact, let's only target them. But the people actually leaking, fuck all that. You guys, and I understand that this is a problem for the community. People don't like it. The Hom DG chat or whatever, he's getting sued. He's cooked. It's very little he can do at this point to get out of the situation he's in. He's cooked. It's over. GG's, right? You should do more of that. As a company, Hoyoverse should have been doing more of that. Go after the actual source and the problem at hand for whatever's going on, right? Not your content creators. But when we already don't have an official content creator program. Like people still think we have that. No, we don't. I told y'all that shit was gone for like the last 2 years. It's been out of here. It's so gone that the original people who were the Hoyoverse representatives for content creation no longer work there. Gone. Right? We're out of here. No more program. That's how gone it is. Then another thing, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a tweet that was displaying an article. Excuse me. There was a tweet that was displaying an article about how they discovered the internal scheme. There was a money laundering going on internally, right? Now, I don't know anything for sure, obviously. I know some things, and I know some things that I've told you guys. I know some things that I can't tell you guys. I'm almost positive that has something to do with why the content creator program disappeared. The 3 people that were being charged and are now being taken to jail just so coincidentally happened to have taken over the program and then gotten rid of it. Why? Because they were the company was paying content creators X amount of money from a budget. If we remove this budget and this program, where does that money go? Oh, well, if we remove it, it goes back in our pockets. No one has to know. Do that then. Reduce the amount of money we're paying content creators. We don't need them. Pocket the money. I'm almost positive that is one of the primary reasons the content creator program just shut down out of nowhere altogether. I hate it. I love that they're taking action, but I hate that it happened. I hate that it happened. And also, Telos, I don't agree with that. Every game does not need leaks. Arknight's Infield is a great example of that right now. That game has come out, no leaks. CBT was out, no leaks. The most you're getting from that game is like a private server, right? But there's no like, here's the next character coming out. Nope. Whatever Infield is doing, they're doing it tight-knit. No leaks. The moment they found out somebody was leaking, get that motherfucker now. Send him a cease and desist and sue his bitch ass. Get him the fuck out of here. They are not playing games. And Arknight's Infield is doing phenomenal right now. Fantastic for content creators that decide to jump into there. You don't need leaks. Players want leaks. That's the difference. You guys want leaks so that you can like prepare ahead of time or whatever the fuck. But when the game is giving you, in this case, 3 characters or 3 patches, whatever it is, They're giving you an entire patch or 2 patches worth of information beforehand. Plan your shit then and there. You don't fucking need a leak to figure out if you're gonna pull Yvonne, Gilberta, or Levitain. They're already in the game. All the information's already there. It's on the internet. It's official from their website. It's on their website. You don't need the leaks, bro. The proper way to go about that is for other gacha companies to imitate what Infield is doing. You already have it. Just give them the information ahead of time. Now, I think the main difference, though, is that because everyone follows the Hoyo trend, Hoyoverse gives us a whole patch, right? So one character first half, another character second half. That's it. And then we don't know what's coming after that. But what Infield decided to do was like, hey, we're going to give you 1, 2, and the next character getting ready to come out so that you're more like aware of what it is that you want to save or spend on. And then you go from there. I don't think you actually need that. In other games, you have a good calendar and proper planning from official channels. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, right? Infield has provided that. So if other gacha companies did the same shit, you could just eliminate leaks altogether. Leaks are not needed if power creep and bad characters are not in the game. That's also bullshit. Power creep will always exist in a gacha game. There's not a single gacha game that does not have power creep. Please don't say Wuthering Waves, because we all know that's bullshit. And then every game has bad characters. Every single game has bad characters. Early Genshin? Tartaglia? Hello? Or Diluc? Diluc got power crept as soon as fucking the next character came out. They buffed the fuck out of Zhongli. Child International. See, here's I think maybe there might be like a little bit of, okay, you're using the international team, which is like the legendary 4-star characters, to represent that there's no power creep, which isn't true. These characters have gotten power crept, but the international team, aka the legendary 4-stars, are so strong that they wheelchair everything else in the game. There are plenty of wheelchairs in every game. Zenless has wheelchairs. Starro has wheelchairs. Even with the whole like, oh man, Starro is power creeping everything. It's so hard. Starro make too much power creep. Game bad. Wheelchair was still a thing. But because players, I don't want to pull the characters that I need for the wheelchair, but I want to keep playing this dead character from fucking 7 patches ago. That's your fault. A 4-star wheelchair versus a 5-star wheelchair, and that's the game you play. The moment, in Star Rail in particular, the moment we notice 4-stars were taking 5 or 6 months to release, and they would only release 1 per 5 or 6 months, that should have told you the game is about 5 stars. But again, right? And I'm just going to say it. A large majority of the Star Rail player base act like they're brain dead. And I'm not calling them brain dead. I'm saying they act like they're brain dead. They act like they cannot make any decision at all by themselves with intelligent or informative decision making. That's what I'm trying to say. They have no decision making skills whatsoever. They don't. If a content creator doesn't tell them this thing is good to pull, they're going to question it for the next 39 days, then decide to pull or not pull on the last day. That's their fault. You can only help a player or a person so far. You can only take them so far, right? Especially because I can't dictate. Like if I make guides, and I've been saying this lately, I can't tell you guys what to pull or don't pull based off your personal account. I don't know it. Look at how many people, when I put out my Yeshun Wang guide, or when I talk about Alice or like the top 10, look at how many comments are like, bro, I have this on my account. Who should I pull? You asking me? I just gave you a whole video with all the information for you to decide who to pull based on your own account with all this information. What are you asking me for? Because they don't know. They're not thinking of that. Hey man, if you have Alice and Bernice, you should probably consider picking up Yuzuha. If you're pulling for Arya or you already own Ye Shunguang, you should definitely pick up Suna. And I'll still get a comment, yo, bro, I just got Ye Shunguang before she went away, and I'm definitely getting Arya. I'm saving up for the idols. Should I really pull Suna? It's like niggas are clicking on the video, don't watch the video, and then leave a comment that just happens to get answered in the video. But I'm supposed to be sympathetic towards that? No. No. The players in Star Rail at that time, and even I have videos on the old channel that point this shit out because it was just funny to me. The amount of people that just did not know how to team build in Star Rail or play the game, despite the fact that they'd been playing the game since launch, is baffling. It's way too much. Then there's a whole different factor. Man, what was it? Oh, Gallagher. Gallagher's an amazing 4-star. Gallagher does not do everything. But you know what people were saying? I know this Lingsha character just came out, but I could just use Gallagher. Everyone just use Gallagher. This Ho-Oh character came out, but we can still just use Gallagher. Everyone just use Gallagher. Man, this new healer came out, or this new preservation character came out, but yeah, everyone let's just use Gallagher. Gallagher still works. Yo, bro, this team's not working. I can't get my 3-cycle. Gallagher, he won't sustain. He's not doing what my DPS wants. What am I supposed to do? Well, 2 patches ago, you could have pulled the team's best in slot. We told you that. And it was Ho-Oh. I didn't want Ho-Oh. I already had Gallagher. Gallagher's supposed to be the Ho-Oh alternative. No, he's not. He's just a really good 4-star that happens to be able to sustain your team. But he's not a Ho-Oh alternative for whatever this team is. What are we doing? What are we doing? Man, I really want to play Super Break, but I can't stand Dahlia's fat ass heavy titties. They're so disruptive to my gameplay. Is there any possible way that I could skip and maybe I could use Su Shang instead of Dahlia? I think that would work. I'm going to try that. New Break character comes out after Dahlia. Makes Break top tier again. Wow, I really want the new Silver Wolf. She's so cool. Oh, she's Super Break? That's awesome. Who's her best in slot? Dahlia. What? But my favorite content creator told me that I can play Su Shang. I mean, he didn't really say those words, but that's what I got from the video. This isn't fair. Starro, please make a 4-star Dahlia. It's not fair. You got 6 months to build a team or prepare for a team. And you over here making stupid decisions. Same thing in Zenless. And y'all know I say this all the time. If you're trying to build a team, but you're anti-meta, you can't complain about whatever happens after that. I'm not even going to say sorry. You just can't. You can't, bro. Telos is a great example of this. I'm not going to put her on the spot like that, but Telos is a great example of what I'm talking about. Telos wants to do a particular thing in Zenless. So she has to find alternatives to do what she wants because she does not want to play the actual team that's required to operate that team. And it's Telos, it's so funny to me because like you're the opposite in not Zenless, in Star Rail. In Star Rail, you're very much like you got to play this team because like that's what the team wants. But in Zenless, you're like, nah, fuck all that. I'm gonna do it my way. Resources are a big reason to not always get a character. Otherwise, everyone would have full premium full stop. That's not what I'm getting at. But I do agree with you. Resources are a big chunk of what's going on, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about. What I'm getting at in relation to like that is more so like proper planning and not wasting your pools. So let's just say that one full patch gives you 180 worth of a pity, right? I don't fucking know. Let's just say that it gives you 180. meaning that every patch you're able to get a character, right? Excuse me. Now, what most Toyo players do, and this is backed up by what happened with Infield. No, that's Wednesday. That's not, I love your name. That's not why leaks help at all. Leaks just make you guys feel more comfortable so that you can make mistakes on purpose. At that point, it's really not a mistake. And I'll explain. So if I'm preparing pools or whatever, and let's just say we'll use Zenless. Suna's on the banner right now. Arya's on the banner after that because the game told us that. I don't want either of these characters. And I know that Nongong is right after that, which means I have two full patches to just save. The Hoyoverse mentality, I might get Suna. Well, I mean, I don't really want Suna, but if I just get her, like whatever, and then if I lose my 50-50, now my next character is guaranteed. And then they'll burn pity on Suna, win, and now they're out 80 fucking pools. Oh man, I really didn't want Suna, and she took me to max pity. Oh fuck, now I don't have anything for Yuzuha, and I really wanted Yuzuha. Who told you to build pity? That, like, building pity is the dumbest fuck. You guys are gambling addicts. I tweeted about it. I said it. It's the dumbest fucking concept ever. You said building pity is tough, though. Get on Overwatch. Get on Overwatch. Building pity is tough, my ass. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Doing a fucking 10 pool? Listen, guys. I endorse doing a fucking 10 pool, but that's all you get. Maximum is a 20. And that's if you're a spender. If you're a spender, do a fucking 20 pool. But if you're not, fucking 10 pools are safe. You want to know why fucking 10 pools are safe? Because you're going to get that 10 pool back. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you're going to get that 10 pool back. You're chilling. You're chilling. You said pick a side. No, I'm not building. You're not building pity, though. You're not building pity. You're just doing a fucking 10 pool. It's like going into the casino, right? You know you don't need to be at that table. And you just, you know what, man? Fuck it. I got like a $5 bill real quick. Let me roll this 5. Let me get 5 on black. Black 30. 5 on black 30. Boom. And you hit. Shit, bro. My $5. Let me come back with 500. Right? That's cool. But if I go to that same table and I'm like, damn, bro, you know, I really shouldn't be over here. I got $100 to my name. Let me get 5 on black. Black 30. Damn, I missed. Let me get 5 on black 30. Damn, I missed. Let me get 5 on black 30. Damn, I missed. And then fucking 90 times later, right? Or 10 times, 50 times later, whatever. 20 times later. Damn. I really didn't get shit. I didn't even want this table. Guess I gotta go home. Guess I gotta go home with nothing. Building pity on something that you don't even want. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part, bro. I don't really want Suna, bro. I don't like the lolly body type. She's too small. Not for me. Rolls 50 on the fucking banner anyway. Then their excuse, well, I was trying to get Nicole or whoever's on the fucking banner. Why are you trying to do that? Why did it take you 50 pulls to realize to stop? Then you still didn't get Nicole. You gonna keep rolling? Nope. That's why fucking 10 pulls are safe. Just roll a fucking 10 pull, man. If you get what you're looking for, awesome. If you don't, that's it. Don't do it no more. Don't do it no more, bro. Life lesson. Don't do it. It's the mental games the company plays. Plus 25 mental damage. Man, dude, it's crazy. Pokemon Masters don't reset when you get the feature 5-star either. You can still keep summoning just to hit that select scout when you get another. A couple games do that, which is really nice for them to do too. I didn't mean to open that. But yeah, a couple games do that. 99% of gamblers quit before they lose the 50-50. Gambling addicts. Gambling addicts, bro. Oh my gosh. There are times whenever I was playing Brown Dust 2, I just didn't want the character. You know, I would do the free pool because it's free. I wouldn't spend shit. In Nikkei, there was at one point in Nikkei, I had the limited tickets. At one point in Nikkei, I had like 230 of those tickets because they just kept releasing shit. It was during a collab. I was like, I don't like this collab at all. And I should have done it because like the collab ended up being really strong. But I don't care. The characters were not goonable enough. So I was like, I'm not looking at fucking flat ass. I don't know who Nikkei thought they were making flat assed characters, but I'm not pulling that shit. So I didn't pull. And that's all it is. Do I play gacha for the gooning or the gambling? Pick one. What? Nah. Okay, I play like, obviously I play Brown Dust or Nikkei for the goon. You know what I mean? Them ladies too fine. Okay? All them plump, thick, jiggle. Y'all know how I like them, bro. God damn. Anyway, so I play that for that. Ironically, both of those games have incredibly good stories, but maybe that's beside the point. In Zenless, however, I don't play for the goon. I don't. Now, I can't say it publicly, right? Because the Hoyo ninjas are always watching. But I may or may not do a thing that allows me to activate the goon. You know what I'm saying? And then I enjoy playing it that way. But if we're talking base Zenless, I don't play for the goon. You know? I play for the combat. I play for the gameplay. Sometimes I play for the story. So you get the goon, but I can't build pity? Yo, Shiro, I don't even know why you want to build pity so bad. Why you want to build pity so bad, bro? Like, why do you have to just throw every little dollar you get? Shit, I got a single, bro. Yo, chat, we got a 160 poly. We got 160 poly. It's time to roll. You are a gambling addict. And there's, listen, bro. There's so many. We were just playing Overwatch yesterday. Bro. And I'm getting on it today. I'm about to go play Juno. I'm about to buy a battle pass. I'm about to go learn how to play Juno. Okay. And I'm going to be playing some Overwatch. That's what I was going to talk to you guys about. Because we're so far off schedule that I'm just going to have to say all the shit I was going to talk about for the next stream, which is very bad. I can't do that. We got to do at least one video. It's probably going to be Pride 1. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't even want to talk about Pride 1. That's the craziest part. I don't want to talk about Pride 1. I don't want to make a tier listing you for Pride 1. But fuck. I don't know, bro. It's so easy. It's such an easy thing, bro. Overwatch is played offline? Nah, man. Like, lately, Overwatch is killing it. What I was going to say, though, so I was talking about it earlier in the stream, and I was talking about it the other day. Shut up, Chaotic. Guys, okay, well, two things. One, listen, I don't ask y'all for a lot. I mean, I asked you guys for M6s, but no one pays up for that, so I'm going to ask you for something else. I'm going to need y'all to start, I bit my tongue. I'm going to need you guys to start using my Aniba link, okay? Now, I'm going to start shilling it. Because this deal, I don't want to lose this deal. This, Mujiwara, this is the incentive. This is the incentive, right? My incentive is that Aniba is being a very healthy sponsor. Aniba is a top-up website, but it's also not just a top-up website. It's also for games. You can get your games cheaper. I fuck with that. I use Aniba before they started doing top-ups. It's not a new website, but they're new top-ups. Really good. I guess it's not really new. They started doing it last year around like August. If you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description. I think. Hold on before I tell you that. Let me not lie to you. Let me not lie to you, bro. Let me check. Because there might not be an actual link in the how do I look at my freaking links, bro? What the YouTube? Hello, science. All right, never mind. Apparently I can't. Apparently I can't do that. No, yeah, there is a link. There is. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna post it for Twitch as well. And then next stream, what I'll do is I'll just set it up so there's a command. But I'm gonna need you guys to start using that for me, okay? Now, what I'm getting at, right? This is a very big positive. Aniba was kind enough, all right? They were super cool. Yeah, like G2A back in the day, exactly. They want to help me help you. They want to help me help you help me. They're being nice. And they're trying to help me get out of gacha. That's not their exact words. Those are my words. But y'all know that I want to expand. I don't want to be just a gacha boy. We're still making gacha content. I'm still here for Zenless. but I wanna do something else. My creative itch is itching. Okay, I want to scratch it, and this would be nice. This would be nice. You got to make some videos on other games. That's the goal. I've been looking for an editor, 2 actually. The position is open again. Well, I mean, I still have my main editor. That's my boy, bro. Not letting him go. But I am looking for a shorts editor primarily. Looking for a shorts editor. I do want to get into Dark Souls. Yeah, boy. I want to get into Dark Souls. I want to play. I'm debating on Rivals because I'm just kind of always playing it. There's a lot that I want to do. So like, I'm just kind of going to figure it the fuck out and see what happens. And no, I wouldn't say that I'm loaded. I just think that I've been given an opportunity, maybe it's the Lord's blessing, right? I've been given an opportunity and I want to, I really want to send it. I want to full send it. Check my DMs. Bloop. Yeah. Are you busting my balls right now? Cause like, do you normally edit? Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, for real? For real? Hey, wait. For real? Cause like that'd be nice. That would be nice. Yo, that would be nice. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. That would be kind of nice. Do what Jeff did with the Soul Level 1 run torch only? Fuck no, but that would be fun. That would be fun, bro. Ask Ethan. He jumped the Gacha ship a couple months ago. Ethan has already DM'd me. He told me this like a few months ago. Yeah, back during December. I think him and I talked around like mid-December or late December. And he's like, bro, you gotta leave. And he said it. He was like, your personality and like the type that you are, like who you are as just a streamer and a content creator in general, you gotta get out. He's like, and he's not the only one. Anyone that has actively watched me stream or make content, they know that I'm not supposed to be like only in gacha. And because of my imposter syndrome, I handicap myself. Yeah, guys, it takes a lot, bro. It takes a lot. I'm not one to ask for help, if that, you know what I mean? Like, it takes a lot of me to like be like, yo, you know what? Maybe I should start looking for some help, because I've always done things on my own. I've always done things on my own. Obviously outside of like my family, right? Like, if I needed, but I guess even then I didn't ask my dad for help for a long time. Not before my dad's in my life. My dad's a great dad. Okay. My dad's a great dad. He's in my life. He doesn't have any like crazy shit going on. He's really cool. Awesome. And a lot of my friends were like, man, I wish I had your dad. So my dad's really cool. He's good. What I mean when I say like, I really didn't ask my dad for a lot of help was like, if it wasn't something that I physically, I don't know what she's doing to my dog, but Aqua losing her mind. So I'm listening. Did she order something? Yeah, she definitely ordered something. That's why. Okay. Yeah, Aqua, dog. Dog is Aqua. But what I was saying, right, was that if it wasn't something that I physically couldn't do, like right when I'm younger, like, man, I can't lift this up, I'll ask my dad. But if it's like fucking, man, I'm going through like financial struggles or some bullshit, and I can't do this thing, I'm not asking my dad. It took a lot. It took, right, guys, if I gave you guys like backstories and shit, y'all be like, wow, you've gone through some crazy shit. And it's not like crazy. I wouldn't go around saying like, oh man, I was fucking homeless and I grew up in the ghetto and da-da-da, whatever. Fuck no, bro. My parents did what they could to make sure that I didn't have to do that. Now, mind you, does that mean I didn't get into some smoke, some trouble? Nah, that's not what that means, okay? There's a reason I'm the asshole that I am, and I'm very confrontational about the shit that I do. But regardless of that fact, okay, guys, that was good dad. And asking for help on anything, right? It took I think it was both Chaotix in here and Soul, and they were like, bro, just ask. They weren't saying for them, they were telling me to ask somebody else, but they were like, just ask. Like, just ask them if they'll do it so that you can cover whatever and, like, you know, push it out. And it took them months of, like, not constantly telling me, but anytime I brought this up, they would say it. And eventually I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should. Maybe I should just ask. So when I ask about the editor thing and whatnot, it's never because, like, I don't want, you know, people to be a part of the team or anything like that. It's just when I'm thinking about an editor, right, guys? Or like someone a part of the team, I think of it as a team. Now, this doesn't mean like I'm fucking, like, obviously I'm not like a fucking like Mr. Poke. I did see the stuff going on. I'm not gonna comment on it, but I did see the stuff going on with that. Like, I'm not in a Poke situation where I'm just like, hey, bro, here, $1,000 a video, you got it, because I don't got it like that, right? So when I'm talking about this, I mean somebody that, like, I can work with you, and we're very familiar with each other, so that you pick up on what I like, and I pick up on what you need, you know? And then we make banger content. That's really all it is. But it would be so fire because I want to get to a point where I can give you $1,000 a video. Don't hold me to that. No one, never hold me to that. I don't think I'd ever pay somebody $1,000 for a video. Don't hold me to that, bro. I want to pay good. I want to get to a point where I can fucking, like, hey, bro, you're paying for your mom to go to Hawaii or something. You know what I mean? But I'm not paying you $1,000 for a video. That would be crazy. What software do you want people to edit for? It doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with, right? Like, the software doesn't matter. I'm familiar with DaVinci and Adobe, so, like, I know how to operate in both. But what the editor chooses to operate in is, like, their own thing. You know, but that's all it is. And yeah, you know, Mujiwara, like, Poke, I don't even know if he wants to branch out of the other stuff, because it's not like he can't. It's not like he can't, right? But I think Poke is another example of genuinely, though, I think Poke does like gacha games, but he's another example of somebody that is limiting themselves through gacha content. You know what I mean? And gacha is very lucrative, right? Smack was talking about it. We mentioned it earlier, where a lot of the gacha stuff is like for the bag. Like, you should not be here as like you're permanently trying to be here, right? And I always applaud people when they're able to leave. If you can successfully grow a fan base or do whatever in the gacha space and leave and become more successful, I applaud that, because it's so fucking hard. Especially when it's like, and you would think like it's not hard because you guys have seen a couple people, but pay attention to what they leave to, right? If you drift off into like politics or drama or whatever, it's easy. It's so easy. Just start pissing people off. And that's literally what everyone does, right? But trying to actually venture into anything that's relatively related to actual content creation, difficult as fuck. There's you guys remember Dish? The Genshin Dish? She pivoted into Rivals. I didn't know that until I started like playing the fuck out of Rivals, because I didn't really watch Dish. I knew who she was, but I was like, whatever, you know. It never clicked. I started seeing her TikToks. I'm like, wait a minute, she's pulling back like 30,000 likes, 500,000 views. Her streams are popping. I said, hold on, this the same Dish that was doing Genshin? I double back and I see, yeah. I was like, fuck, damn, you know, she really doing that. There's another, my guy. Some of you guys might know him, but I don't think a lot of you guys do. His name is Life of Rio. Now, I know Rio from playing like Naruto Storm way back when and other anime games. And then his channel was really successful with a game called Warframe. He stopped doing Warframe, jumped into Apex Legends. Apex Legends eventually died off. Yeah, Shiro. Apex Legends died off. And then he went into Marvel Rivals. Now, here's what I didn't know. I didn't know he made a brand new channel. And within 3 months, 3 or 6 months, one of the two, I don't remember the exact number he said, that channel has seen more success than when he was doing Apex. I applaud that. Applaud that, bro. Zenna, you're good, man. You're good. You know, having your nap is all gravy. You're probably at work. I feel that. but it's good, bro. And like that's kind of what I'm getting at, where I'm like being able to pivot right into anything else, new channel or same channel. It's one, it's ridiculously hard, and two, it takes the support of a team or just some other people believing in you. And like that's what I'm getting at. My bad. I know it's long-winded. Due to my imposter syndrome, it is difficult for me to see what other people see in me, whether that be like they believe that I can go from point A to point B, or they believe that I'm a good content creator, or that I'm like better off in a completely different niche, whatever the case may be. And it's something that I'm constantly fighting with, not because of any, which is really weird, right? I don't think people that don't have imposter syndrome or like even like have like fucked with it or whatever, I don't think they realize that. Other people don't affect my imposter syndrome in a negative manner. I affect my imposter syndrome in a negative manner. Other people are supposed to affect it positively, which for the most part they do. But I'm the one that like the negative thoughts go in my head. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. That shit's crazy, bro. So, man, bro. You said we're the same? Who are you sleeping with, bro? Sleeping with the homies. Okay. I'm not going to stop you. Should I start Zenless content or is the market too saturated? Telos, I think you can make some funny Zenless content. Mostly because you don't know how to play the game. And I think it'd be really entertaining to watch you like go from not knowing how to play, completely defying the meta, and then learning how to play. So maybe. Do I think it's saturated? No, but I also think Zenless, out of all the gacha games, and it's okay, you know what, to be fair, it's not fair for me to say that. I think Zenless numerically is number 2 when it comes to the, what's the word? Like numbers, views. I think it's the second worst out of all the main gacha games. I think Zenless is the second worst out of all the main gacha games numerically for content creators. But it's the number 1 worst when it comes to the collective of how many views exist. And a big reason for that, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe not. Let me change what I'm going to say here. I think Zenless is the least popular out of all the main gacha games. I think because of that popularity, its interest level on platforms like YouTube or Twitch are piss poor. They're very low. I think Wuthering is right above it. We're not recording a video, no. I think Wuthering is right above it. But if I'm looking at how many creators we have versus how many creators, and when I say, I mean like exclusively for Zenless versus Wuthering, I want to say Zenless has more. That doesn't mean more views, of course, but I think we add up to more. I don't know. I would have to look at it. I would actually have to look at it and see what's going on. Because we don't really have the problem with Zenless is that we don't have like one sole creator that carries the category. But Wuthering does. Like or hate Saint, he's carrying the Wuthering category hard for numbers right now. I want ALG and Catan you for a Wooba. I can't, bro. I can't. I thought long and hard. I really did. I was playing the game for myself on the side. I thought about it. Some of y'all are really cool in the space. But collectively, I just... The only reason I would get into Wuthering content is if I got sponsored to do it, like a contract, contractually. And the reason I say that is because the type of community that's on primarily on the internet, on the English platform for content creators is not a healthy community at this current moment in time. And if I started making content, I would want to deal with 0% of that. I don't care if 25% is like awesome and wholesome and we love them, and the other 75% are insufferable. I don't care if 75% are great and it's only like less than 10% that are what you see on the internet, the insufferableness, the amount of insufferables is too much, in my opinion, which is why I would not want to make content. But I will say, like, that's not me saying that like content is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying, me personally, I would not want to put myself through that, you know, especially with, like, I'm sure you guys have seen it, the recent shit with what's going on with Smack or whatever. Smack doesn't like the story. I think, I don't even know if he likes it or not. It doesn't matter. He had an opinion about the story. His opinion turned into all of Twitter just trying to beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, for what? Why? Who gives a fuck? The only people that should be concerned with his opinion on that are people that indulge his content and watch his content. What are we doing? You know what I mean? But it's like, God damn, y'all go so rabid about not liking something someone says. But see, listen, guys, here's the thing. Who cares? If he doesn't respect the story, who gives a fuck? The only people that should give a fuck would be his community. Because, like, here's why I say that the internet, especially within the gacha space, y'all hear me say it all the time, I call them like 12-year-old Timmies or like, you know, like fucking high schools, whatever. If I don't like something, I just don't engage with it. You guys have seen me do this with other content creators that I've said I don't like. You guys have seen me do this with content. You guys have seen me do this with shows, anything. If I don't like something, I just don't engage with it. And it stays off of my fucking feed or platform or whatever. But everyone wants to be so miserable. Everyone, like, my opinion matters. My opinion has to be out there. I'm engaging with shit that I don't like to the point where, and this is why I say gacha content in particular, minus Genshin, it's bad. The spaces, right? They're all fragmented. We engage with things that we don't like more than we engage with things that we like. This turns into whether or not people accept this or not is irrelevant, because this is the definition of it. You guys are supporting shit that you say you don't want. I've tried to make that clear for 2 years. For 2 years, I've tried to make that clear to the community. And because they listen to dumb fuck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, they can't comprehend what's being said. If you don't like X, but you keep talking about X, you are therefore endorsing and or supporting X, or at least the popularity of X. Meanwhile, you really like Y. Oh, I love Y. Y is the best. Okay, talk about Y. No, I can't talk about Y yet. I need to tell you about why I don't like X. Are we fucking serious? Is this really, like, are we for real right now? Okay, I guess. Fuck it. Sure. Why not? Why not? Man, I wish there were so many other content creators that made the content that I want to watch. All the fun, entertaining stuff, the really good guides, my should you polls, my story reactions. I really want to see someone talk about Seed's feet. Where are the content creators like that? Oh, that's great that you asked that question. There's like 7 of them right over here. Here's a list of them. Oh, no, I didn't mean them. I meant the people that I actively don't want to watch, but I wish they made this content so that I could watch them. All right, bro. And y'all wonder why I respond to people so jaded. It's not because I'm a hateful person. It's just there's only so much stupidity that I can deal with, not even on a daily basis, in a year. My stupidity cap, right now it's not capped out, but it's getting there. My stupidity cap for people doing stupid shit is ridiculously low because they're just, man, bro. And everyone's like, oh man, I'm so smart. I'm so intelligent. It's like, bro, you're not. Why are you doing this dumbass thing? You know it's fucking stupid. You know it's dumb. You know this thing is stupid as shit. Why are you continuing to do it? Well, how is it dumb? Can you explain to me in 70 seconds or less why it's stupid? Let me go ahead and clip that so I can turn it into my opinion. Bro, I'm a hateful person. It's okay. I'll hate for you. I respect it, man. I respect it, bro. Stupidity cap already reached and it's only February. Bro, it's bad. It's bad, man. Damn. What was I going to do in Zenless? Dude, I don't even know now. I was going to talk about the Pride One thing, but like not for the sake of talking about it. And then as I said it, I talked about it, right? In my head. And I'm like, the only reason I might still do it like tomorrow or something like that. I don't know. Excuse me. The only reason I don't want to do it though, right? It's kind of pointless. There was something that I was going to talk about in particular, which was basically, one, I was right. Obviously the Miyabi shit. Yes, sir. But two, more so, I was going to talk about like, maybe like how they view the state of the game. I also wanted to talk about Suna. I had a couple of notes written down here of like what I wanted to discuss. One of the things that I really want to talk about, which I don't know if I could wrap this up in 10 minutes or less. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. But at this point, I don't even know how that would work. And then the last thing that I was going to talk about was like team building isn't what you think it is, which is that one's a little different. I think that over the course of like how the community or how players kind of like look at Zenless, the way they look at the game is a little different. Like they look at it as only hypercarry. And I know I've talked about this a lot, especially last year, but we're not there anymore. And we have so many characters now that can help you do the thing that you want to play the game how you want to enjoy it. Like the Haramasa rebuff. Oh my gosh. You guys remember when I talked about the Miyabi, Qingyi, and Haramasa team? I want it back. I want it back. It's so like this new Haramasa. I'm working on learning him. He's so fun. He's so fun. I got YSG and I'm pulling Arya and Guang. Should I pull for Suna? Yes. Don't listen to Telos, bro. Want to see something funny? Sure. What you got? Talk about how the thought process around making tier lists needs to change. That convo we had the other day. I could see that. I don't know. Lately, I've been writing stuff out. Yeah, I've been writing stuff out, bro. Do your thing, Mujiwara. I'll see you next time. No big deal. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I mean, you were here like the entire stream, bro, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't play it, but with Lycan's buff, is Mono Ice back? I mean, with Lycan's buff, period, Lycan is just a better character overall. What is this? You gonna get me in trouble. What is this? What is this? Chat, what does motherfucker just send me?
Cry laughing at. This is not what you're gonna cry laughing at. You know what I did? I laughed at this and I had an idea. I said Grok. Turn Saint Tontas into Harry Potter because he got them circular glasses on. And this
What? What? Dog. Why does the lightning bolt look like that? And I didn't even notice that part. Wait. It changed his outfit. They put this fucker in Hogwarts, bro. They put this motherfucker in Hogwarts, dog. What? Listen, we're not talking about this beef because that ain't my business. They can fight their own fights. You know, like I'll tag assist if I need to because like Marvel vs. Capcom shit, right? But that's not the point. How did we? Why this face? And y'all know me. Y'all know oh man, yo. I know Smack is having a great time. He's having a good laugh. I know it. But like, I feel bad. I do. Cause y'all know I hate when niggas get fucking like horrible screen caps of me and they'll use it for a thumbnail, bro. I'll be picking my nose and the motherfucker will put it in the thumbnail. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And Smack is dead, bro. This thing is dead. He's having guys. I want you. I know some of y'all know this, right? This nigga's having a nigga moment. He is having a nigga laugh right now. This is a black man's laugh. If his chair wasn't there, if it didn't have these arms, he would have fell off to his side. He would have fell off to his side, bro. Is
Harry Tontes, dog.
Is this why I saw a couple of Saints tweets? Is this why he was saying expecto patronum in the chat or in the comments? Is this why? Because it was so out of context. I'm like, why is this motherfucker saying that expecto patronum? I'm like, what is he doing? But I mean, if this is the reason, I know the context now.
Oh my god, bro. Chat. Chat, I would be laughing just as hard as I laughed during my story playthrough.
Bro, oh my gosh, man. If anything, guys, there's a lot of memes coming out of this here 1v9 thing. I wish everybody, you know, like come to peace. I'm lying. I don't want peace. I want the problems always. I don't want problems. But I really want you guys to understand. I want the community bad, bro. I want these niggas to just become better. Everybody, not even just the creators. What up, Sakura? I want the community. I'm talking like to the players, bro. I want them to become better people. I do. I want motherfuckers to start using their brains. None of you should listen to a single content creator for just what it is. I got you, Marbles. Thank you. I'm gonna reach out to you as soon as this is done too. But it's like, fuck, bro. It's just, nah, dude. I don't want to be the 1v9. Who just did something, bro? Thank you. What was that? Bro? Oh, that's a raid. Hey, yo, Sakura coming through. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome. Everybody in here, welcome. You guys came in like at the clutch moment. You know what's funny? Raids always happen towards the end of streams, but it's all gravy. Hi, I'm Io. I don't know how to introduce myself. Like that is a problem. I make Zenless content. We were just talking about expanding away from just gacha games and going into stuff like Dark Souls. I want to play Monster Hunter, Overwatch, and Rivals. So you guys might catch a lot of that. But other than that, I teach people how to play the game. I teach them how to think differently about the game and whatnot. I am the inch collector. Yes, sir. If you got a couple extra inches and you don't need those, I'm going to take them, right? That pause, because the way that I said that sounds crazy. I didn't lie to you last night, Jay. I didn't. I got off Overwatch. I told you it was filled up, and then I got off. And see, here's the thing. Jay, you see me playing in the Discord, bro. That's your fault. That's not my fault. Guys. I recently started playing Overwatch again, right? So I'm playing with the homies in the Discord. We're all having a great time. Great Danny time, right? We're playing Overwatch. And Jay decides, I saw the message and I thought it was in Discord, but I couldn't respond to it. Then I realized you were messaging me on Overwatch. Didn't even know you could do that. So you're messaging me on Overwatch. Yo, bro, you got room for one more? And I'm like, how? I ain't played Overwatch in 12 years. I can't even tell you whether or not I got room for one more, which we did when you messaged me in Overwatch, but I couldn't tell you that. So I go to the Discord. I see you message me on Discord. Hey, bro, you got room for one more? I'm like, damn, bro, we just filled it up, but everybody's cycling in and out. So when I left, guess what? They were still playing. You could have jumped in with them. But what do? Nah, I'm not going to engage with the community, bro. I'm not going to go hang out in the Discord call. It is what it is, man. You said I'm in a channel you can't enter? Whose fault is that? That's not my fault. You think I just got public VCs? Every time I join a public VC, I gotta pull homies out of the VC so I can have conversations with them. Just for a little bit, you know? I'd be like, yo, bro, like the other day Telos was there. Telos joined a public VC and she was the only one in there. I joined in there with her and I said, let me teach you this real quick because in about 3 minutes, this VC is about to get filled up. You know, Telos doesn't really respond. They don't use their microphone. So I don't think Telos realized like how serious I was. I think she thought I was joking. Within 3 minutes, boop, one person, boop, two people, okay. And mid-sentence of me explaining, bloop, 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 bloop. Hi, EO. Hi, EO. Hey, EO. Hi, EO. Hi, chat. Hey, EO. What's going on? Hey, EO. I'm just teaching Telos. Oh, we're talking about Zenless? Yeah, what's going on with Zenless? What are you guys talking about? I just came in here to teach her this thing. Oh, yeah, sure, for sure. What are you teaching her? Let's see. Oh, because Telos decided to join a public VC. And you know, I thought to myself, why VC? Anyway, we're there now. Just call them privately? No, because Telos doesn't talk. They don't use their microphone, so I can't call privately. We playing Overwatch tonight or on Rivals? Tough. Actually, we might be on Overwatch because Rivals, we get actually, no, it's 3 days away, right? Yeah, we get Elsa in 3 days. I don't know. It depends on what the boys are doing. I have 2 different groups now. I got 2 different groups now. Guys, when I tell you I've been cracking out in Rivals, oh, I didn't update you guys. I am officially Diamond. I think I'm almost Diamond 2. I'm Diamond now. And this, yo, I was going to make a video on it, but I didn't know how I wanted to structure the video. I've grown up to Diamond and it feels so good. It feels so fucking good, bro, because like I was working solo queue, right? I was doing solo queue and I could only reach gold 1 as a solo queue. Excuse me. I'd been stuck in gold 1 for 2 seasons or whatever the reset, right? So 2 seasons I was stuck in gold 1, just purely solo queue and I couldn't get out. And I'm like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I thought I was playing good, which like I was, but there was a lot of mistakes that I was making, right? Especially as a strategist. I wasn't doing proper positioning. There's a lot. And I didn't mean to say grew up to diamond, but like I meant like my journey to diamond. Yeah. You know, I made it to diamond. I ranked up to diamond. And so my boy came on, shout outs to him. He saw that I was playing Rivals and he was already in diamond. He's like, I'll teach you. Cause I think he's made it to Grandmaster or something like that. He's like, I'll teach you. So I'm like, all right, cool, bro. He did the thing. I learned a lot. And then I started playing with them and they were on my ass. I made, I think so. Anita, I feel bad because Anita's cool, but Anita likes to win. I understand. I like to win too, but I was so bad, guys. I was so bad because Anita plays strategist. She's a strategist, man. I was so bad that Anita just doesn't want to play with me anymore, but she won't tell it to me. She won't say it to me, but I know that's the reason. I know that's the reason. So whenever we play, Anita does not, maybe she just doesn't like Rivals though, because she does play Overwatch with me. We were playing Overwatch a couple nights ago, or the last 2 nights, and she loves playing Overwatch. So maybe she just doesn't like Rivals. I don't know. But when we got on the Rivals, she didn't want to play Rivals. But as soon as we were going to get back on Overwatch, she was ready to get back on Overwatch. So I don't know. I wasn't the, no. I wasn't the Widowmaker, but like, it was just little stuff. I didn't know when to pop ults. Because you know when you're solo queuing, right? You might have somebody using their comms, but a lot of the time it's just game sense. Like you got to play for yourself. And so I wasn't just vibing. Nah. Well, I was just vibing, but I was trying to learn at the same time. And so there were instances where I was supposed to pop my ult, but I didn't know. I didn't know, like, hey man, because when I'm again solo queuing, oh, this is like Punisher. You know, Punisher will what the fuck does he say? I don't know, but he pulls out his ult, right? And the big ass fucking machine guns. So when Punisher pops his ult, a good thing for me to do is pop my ult so that everybody could survive and be in the ult. Normally what I would do, this is back whenever, yo, jury, judge, jury, executioner. There we go. He would pop it. Normally what I would do before K-Mon was teaching me, I would run away. I would run away, try and heal, because I expect, oh, this is a Punisher ult. No one's surviving this. Everybody should just go hide behind a wall. Guys, what are you doing? Just go hide behind the wall. I got the whole team killed that night. And they weren't, you know, they do this thing. They go, EO. I'm like, fuck, I didn't know. But Anita didn't do an EO. So when I left, Anita told the boys. She was like, that fucking Negro. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. But she was very upset. She was very upset. Very upset. You know, bad player. No, horrible positioning. Didn't know when to ult. Letting me die. Doesn't know how to patty cake. Pulling or pushing instead of pulling when we can take this guy out. Not making calls. And mind you, right, guys, I'd solo queued up to gold 1 that whole time. I'm not used to comms because the rest of the team didn't comm. Jay, I know how to patty cake physically. I didn't know to do it because I've never had. I want you guys to understand something real quick. Playing solo, right, with a bunch of incompetent people that refuse to communicate in like the solo queues. This was in Rivals, yeah. It's a night and day difference between you play with a team or when you have good comms versus all of the solo shit and you just don't have good comms. Motherfuckers are trash, bro. And I'm saying this as somebody that used to be trash, right? Because there's little shit that you can do or you can just open up and speak and then you'll talk about it. So it's like, yo, if you're playing solo queue, it's like, yo, bro, you know, like Daredevil's on me, like patty cake, until the DPS get here or the tank gets here, they peel so they can get Daredevil off you, right? Or you guys just kill Daredevil by patty caking between them. Nah, didn't know to do that. So I die, she dies. Now I know to do that, right? And now I know either comment, like if I need her to do it with me or anybody, I know to comment, or I just naturally know to like turn around and do it. Before, I had no game sense on like how to do that. My game sense was trying to survive and trying to get kills and heal. I didn't realize there was so much more in there. Then I started learning DPS. I realized like with Rogue, I was a pretty good Rogue. Like solo queue Rogue, I think solo queue Rogue got me from gold 3 to gold 1. It was really fun. But I learned I'm a really aggressive Rogue player. And I play Rogue incorrectly. I'm not supposed to be leaving my team as far as I do. Guys, with like Rogue is one of my favorite characters in Marvel, like not just in Rivals. I be punching the shit out of people, right? And then I realized, oh, the reason I can't get healed is because my dumbass decided to fucking uppercut and dive kick over the wall. I left all of the other DPS behind the wall. And now it's me versus 2 supports and their 1 tank. No wonder my team can't catch up and heal me. Wow. It's ridiculous. But hey, you know, live and learn. Live and learn, guys. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. It is what it is. But that's all. That's all. Y'all fuck with Sonic? I fuck with Sonic. You quit Overwatch because of animains? I don't think I've had a bad Ana. I don't like Sombra. Sombra plus the hamster ball, that team up is so annoying. I'm low-key not cut out for Rivals. Now you can get better though. You can get better. Did I see your question? Let me see. Oh, what's your role in Overwatch that you were best at? Overwatch is a lot different than Rivals. DPS. But mind you, right? I only just started playing Rivals again or Overwatch again. So I think it might be easier for me to tell you what I've been playing. I've been playing support and DPS, and the character I'm gonna learn Juno tonight. But the character that I've been playing the most, I got a real nice Moira. Okay, my Moira. Nice, right? Not like no pro player, but like nice. Okay. I fuck with Ashe. Ashe is real good. I fuck with Ashe. I like Ashe a lot. You know, I get the snipes going, and then I don't still fully understand this perk system, but there's a perk that she has where she can just detonate, so I don't have to shoot it now. I can just detonate it. Oh man, I'm throwing that fucking grenade above your head, detonate, and the whole team burn, 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 pow, pow, pow. Bob, do something, and then he, and I'm like, yeah, I fuck with that. And then Sojourner Truth, guys, she nice. All right, I don't fully know how to use her yet, but I be getting some good picks. I get good picks. I shoot her little orb with the E. It pulls them in. I go, boom, big beam, and they go dead. Who else? That might be it. Oh, we ban her every game. But if we're talking about like when I learn how to play her, Vendetta. That character is dumb. Dumb. She's so stupid. She's so dumb, bro. I like Vendetta. I like her. I fully can't use her. She feels worse than Magic. Like with Magic is a little easier for me to use. But Vendetta is not easy for me to use right now. Vendetta's everything wrong with DPS. I like Tank. Junker Queen. I like Junker Queen. She's really cool. I like Diva. She's my original. Like my original two characters that I played with Overwatch when it first came out were Diva and Mercy. I don't like Doomfist. Maybe I would if I played him, but I don't like Doomfist. I don't know. But I really like Diva. Because Diva felt safe. Nah, Diva just, she's in a big ass mech. I have guns. I have a getaway tool, and I have a shield. That's really all I needed. And then when it came to Mercy, I don't know. Mercy was just easy. I just saw Mercy was easy. And she has the little pistol. It was easy to play her. And she did good damage. But, guys, I am a Battle Mercy. You'll still get your heals. But if I see a head off to the side, I'm picking it. I'm aiming for it. So I'm a Battle Mercy. That's not a good thing. Which is why I ended up picking up Moira. Because with Moira, I don't have to be a Battle Mercy anymore. I just get to do both. I heal with my left and I damage with my right. Then whenever I'm built up, I get a big ass Kamehameha. And then they changed it. They made it so she can have fucking healing focus now or damage focus. It's over. It's over. He said, come on, man. Battle Mercy, really? Bro, guys, Overwatch is what, like 5 years old? This is when Overwatch first came out. I was playing Battle Mercy, okay? Like, you guys still got your heals. There's nothing. What y'all want me to do? Stick behind you the whole time with my fucking staff? Just. Oh, you want power? No, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm trying to have fun. I'll heal you. You know what I mean? I'll still give you the. But then I want to go pew, 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 pew. It is what it is. But guys, listen. I had a great time coming back to stream. It was cool. I don't know. Sometimes you guys make me like really confident that I could do this. And other times I just don't fucking know. So I guess I'll try it. But here's the thing, right? And I might talk with a couple other creators and see how this goes. I don't know how streaming on YouTube works when it comes to me swapping genre. So what I'll most likely do, if you guys are on YouTube chat right now, and then I'll do it next time, I'll either make a brand new channel, which is going to be really weird, but what I would like to just say is to just come to the Twitch. Just like follow the Twitch or join the Discord, !Discord, or it's in the description down below. Because tomorrow, if I do decide to stream, what I'm going to try and do is try and get like a small group together so that we can just play some games. And I'll open it up with Zenless. So the first part of the stream will be Zenless because I want to do all this stuff that I talked about today, the actual videos. And then the second half of the stream, we're playing Overwatch or we're playing Rivals, one of the two. But it won't be on this YouTube channel because I don't think it'll work. Let you in the lobbies? Maybe. I don't know, bro. I gotta feel you out, bro. I gotta see if you're playing for the vibes or not, you know? Because over here we play for the vibes. Over here we play for the vibes, bro. We'll see, man. But I need me a little gaming group, man. I got like friends that play games, but guys, listen, I know everybody plays gacha games here. Please listen to me. If you take any advice, stop playing gacha games. Limit yourselves. If you play gacha games, make it so that you play no more than 2 gacha games. Like, and I say like when I say gacha, I mean like the big boys, the main gacha games, right? Make it so that you play no more than 2 more. You guys need to play other games. Play some other games, right? Have some friends, play some good games. I want to start introducing that over here with you guys. So like y'all will see it. Oh, and I also started playing 2XKO again, despite what's going on with them. I'm trying to, man, this RA combo is hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I'm getting it, but the timing on the rejump, frick. It's rough. It's rough. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Oh, yo, King. I did get Neo. So I might pop a Neo. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want to pop a stream. That's my thing, is like, if I start playing all these other games, you know, I'm real like materialistic, guys. So I'm gonna pop a stream and the stream's gonna be like, you got 12 viewers. And I'm gonna go, fuck. I don't want to stream the 12 viewers. I wanna go home. Am I gonna try Tokon? Yeah, I'm gonna try Tokon. Waiting for that variety jump. Now y'all see level. You say that, and when I do it, bro, it's gonna be 12 of y'all motherfuckers in here. And y'all gonna be the only 12 people in here, and I'm gonna feel devastated. You won't see it on my face. But I'm gonna be devastated on the inside. I'm like, fuck, I failed. I can't believe I only have 12 people that really support me, bro. I gotta end it all right now. I'll be the 13th viewer. All right, bet. Start with Metaphor? Nah, we can't. Metaphor, I might make like a documentary type video on Metaphor. Monster Hunter stream? Oh, y'all want everything. What is... Y'all, don't lie to me, guys. Don't lie to me. Y'all are gassing me up right now. I just told y'all like an hour ago, I got mega imposter syndrome. Don't lie to me. If I start playing other games, don't lie to me, bro. Okay? And y'all are naming a bunch of JRPGs and ARPGs. You know that's my shit. Y'all know I fuck with that, okay, bro? Like some Dragon Quest, I got that. Some Final Fantasy. We were just talking about that in the Discord the other day too. Motherfuckers found out that my favorite game is not Final Fantasy 7. They were like, "What?" Don't gas me up. Don't do it. Because if I do it and y'all not here, I will go cry. You see that bed back there? It's not a bed, it's a couch, but I made it a bed. I take naps over there when I don't want to get in the bed. I take naps, guys. Little extra note, by the way. Take a nap on your couch, not in your bed, so that way you don't fall asleep for 9 hours, right? I'll go cry over there. I will. What's my favorite Final Fantasy? 9. But after public opinion and being bullied, I might say 10. Just so I don't get bullied no more. Can't believe niggas don't fuck with 9. 9 is so gas. It's so good. And if we're talking about story, put 6 on the table, bro. Put 6, because 6 is what? Kafka, right? Or Kefka. My bad. 6 got Kefka in it? Sephiroth is my favorite Final Fantasy villain of all time. But if we're talking about my number one villain, bro, like he Kefka, because he did exactly what he's the only one. No one else has done what they said they were gonna do. All the other Final Fantasy villains got defeated. Kefka's the only one that said, I'm gonna fuck y'all up, and I'm blowing up the world. I'm blowing up the world, and I'm gonna fuck y'all up. And they said, no, we'll stop you because we are the Warriors of Light. And Kefka said, yeah, you the Warriors of Light, all right. Boom! And then they died. Anyway, GG's, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I'm gonna see y'all next time, all right? That might be tomorrow. That might be the next day. I don't know. It's probably gonna be tomorrow, but we'll see. Anyway, 10 definitely does need a remake. I would love to replay 10. I can't. Yes, I can. Tits are life and ass is hometown. That, for anybody, that's the original intro. Now you know. I'll be getting comments. What's your usual outro? Why can't you say your usual outro? Now you know it. But it's exclusive. So now that you know it, you can't be going around saying it. Okay, guys? So when you see a comment and they say, well, what's your usual outro? Why can't you say? All you tell them, should have been in the streams. That's what you got to tell them. You should have been in the streams. You should have been in a live stream, bro. You would have heard it. We gotta start peer pressuring the rest of the community. Peace out, Girl Scouts.